Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Forest of Memories. I'm Zaruk Lindcaller, your guardian, High Remembrancer, Arbiter, and Reminiscing Bard of Twilight, and welcome back to Master of Command. Once again, we take command of the Russian Empire's forces as we, well, try not to suck. I'm just going to be blunt. We try not to suck. Before we get started, though, last minute thing. Don't forget the subathon is going on. It's day 2. Here's some of our goals, and yeah, we have a lot of things that can happen, individual incentives and tons of goals to accomplish. If we somehow break this, which I doubt, like I know you guys think I'm great, but honestly, I'm not, I'm not, I'm not that great. But if we were to break this, well, there's more after this. But for now, let's not worry about that. So sit back, relax, make yourselves at home. Sorry, just let me stretch my back real quick. And yeah, we've got Russian troops to lead. They sucked back then just like they suck today. Okay, where are we at? Ah, right. It's Act 2, I believe. Yes, it's Act 2, and yeah, that last battle we were in didn't go the way we wanted. We're gonna need to get some more dudes. Hey, Red Mage, hey, Foxboy, how y'all doing? All right, let's see. Might need to turn the game up a little bit. There we go. Y'all hear the game okay? All right. So here's my plan. Here's the problem. Russian forces, the problem with Russian forces is that they've got the morale and the numbers, but that's about it. So my plan, hey Silver, my plan is to, well, originally, my plan was to make use of our grenadiers as shock troopers. One problem, they're not very good yet. They'll get better, but we need to give them more. I got to give them more stuff. They still need more time, and they don't. And some of them are, and they're not converged grenadiers yet. So we need to get them to that. Well, these guys are, but the others aren't. We also have, skirmishers and like light infantry, which is nice, but I mean that doesn't really help much. I'm also taking their bayonets off because they're light infantry. They shouldn't be in melee combat anyway. I'm gonna give you guys these. And then we've got some cannons, which are pretty accurate, actually, which is I'm happy about. So we need to get more infantry, and we need to get some more cannons and stuff. We also lost our grenadier officer, which sucks, because that was our assault officer. And with him dead, that makes things a little more complicated. So, for now, we're just going to make do with what we got. So, let's sell. We do have some stuff we can sell, like this pendant and this gold brooch. So we're going to sell that there. We're going to come over here and sell this these captured uniforms. There we go. All right, so now we got tons of stuff. Ooh. I want these basket hilt hangers. These are good. These boost charge, which is going to be perfect for our grenadiers. What else we got in here? Reload and accuracy. Reload. Movement speed. Let's grab those. We need dudes. You got any? You got Cossack plastun? What the heck is a plastun? Oh, just a Cossack unit. Okay. Hey, Foxboy, thank you for the 145 streak. Holy cow, thank you. All right, Cossacks, Kirassirs. Guess not. Are there like no infantry here? I need infantry. Oh, a regiment. Ooh, two regimental staff commissars. That would actually come in handy. Hang on. Yeah, yoink and yoink. That's good for cannons. What else we got in here? Bagpipers. And some good musicians. Take it. Right, that does cost a lot of money, but it's fine. Here, you can take these guns. I don't need them. Alright, we need an officer. What do we got? Legendary, charge, elusive. Ooh. Oh, you'd be great, actually. Range, melee, bloodthirsty. Yeah, you'd be great. Hang on. Gotta sell some junk. Nope, hang on to those. We might need them. There. All right. You're it. What's your name? Milganov. All right. Milganov is now in command of our of 2nd Brigade. Fine by me. All right. Let's see. What else can we... We need to make sure our guys are properly equipped, like I said. You guys need some stuff. Here, I'll give you a... There you go. That's good for charging. You guys need these officers. We'll have to wait a bit. And then here's a better musician. Here's that charge bonus. Hey, Jarrett, thank you. Thank you for gifting 5 subs. And the Surgus, Gaia Shield, Placeholder, Starry the Slayer, and Evil Deadly Boo. Thank you for gifting 5 subs. And let's check the chart. So, all right. So, oh no. Okay, well with that, with 5 subs, that means, oh no. That means chat will have to tweet, oh no. Okay, well, that means, Jarrett, you started it, so you have to come up with something for me to tweet. And then, also, I have to do an MS Paint masterpiece. So I'll have to open MS Paint after stream and come up with something. You tell me what you want in a DM, and I'll do my best to draw it. But thank you very much, bud. So that's 5. I'll have to cross this off later. But thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it. Great. Okay. Well, with that, thank you. And we got a hype train started. Holy cow. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see. So now we have a problem. We're broke. That was most of my money to equip these guys, and now we're broke. Which is not... Okay, it is a big deal, but it's not as bad as you think. Mainly because, well, we can get money. The problem is that it's men now. It's soldiers. Because I need normal foot soldiers, you know, like normal infantry, which we're going to have a hard time finding. So, let's get going. Let's check this encampment real quick. Night raid. Your grace, an enemy encampment lies ahead. It's tense, dimly lit, and guards posted. A swift assault under cover of darkness could catch them unprepared. If we hesitate, they'll have time to muster their full strength by morning. You must decide. Wait for a storm to roll in and to conceal our attack. Got it. Nice. Nice. Always good to have more stuff. All right. Now, we could probably take this fort. Maybe. Oh, it's a... Oh, storm warn. All right, we can do that. Into the breach. Assault after a lengthy bombardment. Yep. They surrender. We take it. More stuff. And we get a doctrine. Basically a feat. Melee discipline. Artillery focus. Campaign visibility. Honestly, these are all... This is really good. Well, is it though? I mean, we don't have any... We don't have the money for cannons right now. So, no, let's just go with melee discipline. I eat corn the long way. You psychopath. All right. Let's see. Secure 3 battlefields and capture 4 forts. Okay. Well, we've got the... Well, we'll have to get more ammunition if we want to take more forts. Either grenades for our grenadiers or ammunition for the cannons. So... Let's check right here. You have anything? Field Hussars. Field Hussars. A Russian batter... Ooh, you've got musketeers. Good. Yeah, that's good. We're gonna need those guys. Let's see. So you can take this. You can take this and this. I don't have any cavalry right now, so you can take this and this. All right, and I'll take this. Oh God, that's expensive. It's... Oh, I eat corn. Oh, you want me to tweet that? Okay, fine. On Blue Sky, I'll go... Fine, I'll do it right now, actually. Hang on. God, I can't believe I'm about to put this on blue sky. All right, fine, fine. See. There. I just posted it. You're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you for getting that hype train started, bud. I appreciate it. All right. Okay, that would be great. It's a plus 10 charge boost, which would be awesome, but it's so expensive, and I need the money for soldiers, so nah. All right. Yoink. All right, that's another unit. Where are... Oh, they're right there. Okay. We need to get a new brigade set up at some point. All right. You've all done... Thank you very much for doing your part. Now, gentlemen, burn the town. Take what you want. Don't hurt anybody, but take everything else. We're not monsters. Thank you. Moving on. Your reputation will never recover. Probably not. If anything, Amina's gonna text me later being like, what the hell are you talking about? Observation Fusiliers. So actually decent musketmen. That'd be great, but well, I don't have the money for that. Plus, you guys are trying to rip me off, so burn it. All right, these guys want to scrap. Now, these are Prussians. They do have veteran units and some Freikorps Grenadier. Oh, these are Freikorps troops. Well, these aren't. These are veterans. But those are Freikorps. And they brought field artillery. Now, the good news... well, yeah, it is good news, actually. Like, it is good news. So the good news is that Prussian artillery fucking sucks. Oh, I'm bald. Hang on, I'll fix it. There we go. Yeah, Prussian artillery sucks. So we will have no problem. It won't be a problem. That said, their infantry are no joke. The Prussians have the best heavy infantry in the game. So we'll need to make sure we do a lot of damage to them before we, do anything significant. So let me think. This is also an aggressive army, which means they're going to close the distance very quickly with us. Okay, let's do what we did last time. Our light infantry and this group of musketeers will shield the cannons, while our grenadiers are push one of the flanks. Now, this is dangerous because again we are outnumbered. Take what you can, but no harming the civilians. Exactly. All right. So we are going to put... Yeah. Now, like I said, this is dangerous because, well, light infantry are nice, but they're not going to stop a charging musketeer. And these guys are brand new. And sure, they've got good morale, but they're not going to hit the broadside of a barn. So they're literally just here to get experience. It's the grenadiers who, once again, are going to be doing a lot of the heavy lifting. Now, Now the good news is, it's good news, is that there's a town here. Well, it should be kind of destroyed considering we're burning it. But the town means that we can use it as cover while we advance. So our grenadiers can use this as cover, basically advance through the town, shielding us from cannon fire. Oh yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day. All right, let's get the cannons in place. Same thing with our infantry here. right, cannons are, one of the cannons is ready. Get ready, unlimber and prepare to fire. Meanwhile, let's get the grenadiers moving. Now, they're going to have to do this, well, basically alone. Because everything else is over here. But an artillery train, you know, with the general, only protected by light infantry? Yeah, no, the AI is going to pounce on that. Speed things up a bit. Plus, I'm pretty sure the AI is not exactly expecting me to, you know, to go on the offensive, considering I'm so heavily outnumbered. But you know, as a famous video game character once said, "Audentes fortuna juvat." Fortune favors the bold. So we're going to take advantage of that. All right, you guys. You have to shoot better than that. That'll break. Yep, that'll break them. Good job, boys. Yeah, keep moving. Nobody expects the Russian grenadiers. Look at that morale damage. All right, there they go too. Now, those guys won't stay gone. They'll probably come back. Thankfully, my grenadiers are fast. Gotta be careful with that canister shot, though. Get him, boys. Yep, here they come. One group coming back. Gotta go fix that. Oh, things are not going well down here. They just have to hold. That's all. Alright, that takes care of the cannons. Oh, yeah, we killed one of their generals. Nice. Very good. Oh, killed another general. Very nice. Don't stop, guys. Get in there. All right, these reserve musketeer guys are going to break. that guy's breaking. All right, move. Get in formation. Quick. Move, move, move. Yeah, how's a bunch of point-blank cannonballs suit you? That's a nice thing about light infantry. They just take pot shots. They don't have to get in formation and line up and get ready. They just start shooting. Speaking of which, Cossacks, fire! Turns out a bunch of guys living out in the woods or out in the steppes are actually, yeah, pretty good marksmen. Who'd have thunk? There they go. All right, that takes care of that. So, I think... yeah, I think there's only one unit left. Yeah, these guys. Who've somehow reformed and are holding their ground, even though they should probably be running for their lives. You know what? Screw it. Well, actually, no, the cannons are taking care of them, so let's just leave it be. Yeah, I don't want to charge into that unit and get hit by our own cannonballs. No, we need to go take care of those guys. That is a terrifying sound. Remember, those cannonballs, like, they don't have to hit you point blank. They can bounce 1 or 2 times and then hit you and you're dead. So, there we go. That's done. Nice. Yeah, here, have a 12-pound ball of iron to the face. Yeah, basically. What face? It'd be a smear. Still gonna take your head off, take your head clean off. Anyway, thank you for that. I want the money. Well, actually. Hey, Chujin! Hello, Raiders! Welcome! I'm Zaruk Windcaller, Guardian of the Forest of Memories, a variety streamer, plays games with a strong memory connection to me and my community. This is the second day of my subathon. How y'all doing tonight? What were y'all up to? Someone give Chujin a shout out, please. Hiya, came with the raid. Hey, Lizard Guy, what's up? How you doing? Let's see, channel not found. That's weird. Zawaldo! Zawaldo! Tokyo Tamari! How y'all doing? Right, defensive. Oh, yes, defensive. Because this is a cannon group. Anyway, we're playing Master of Command tonight, which is equal parts strategy game, equal parts roguelike. How y'all doing? We were playing Cassette Beast. That sounds... I think I've heard of that game. It's been a while, but I think I've heard of that game. But yeah, like I was saying, this is Master of Command, which is a game set during the 7 Years' War. Or here in the United States, we know it as the French and we call it the French and Indian War because it was happening in our continent. But to the rest of the world, it was the 7 Years' War. So yeah, and we're playing as the Russian Empire right now, with our fancy green jackets and green uniforms. Accuracy. Ooh. We'll worry about that later. All right, where were we? Oh, right. There we go. I'm also burning down a bunch of towns. They've refused to help me, so why would I help them? Okay. We've got some stuff we can sell, but we also need to take that fort, so... Capture the officers and ransom them? Yeah, capture the officers and ransom them. Nice. All right, let's check this little town, this little village out. Ah, crap, patrol. Crap. Let him go. We use this time to drill while we wait for him to leave. Yep, and winter is here. Great. Oh, it's coming. All right, they're gone. Let's check it out. Okay, oh, good. You've got more troops. Wonderful. I need soldiers. Converge musketeers. Oh, the best of the best. I'm not that desperate. Not yet. No. I want these guys. I want observation fusiliers, because they can help us out more. All right, in the meantime, sell this, sell this, sell this, sell this, sell this. There we go. Now we got money, which is always good. Do we have any grenades here? No, not selling grenades. Great. Okay. Well, then you're useless to me. Now, these guys came with guns, which is good. Our Russian reserve musketeers have crappy equipment, but hey, again, they're just there to be bodies. All right, let's move on. We need to secure some battlefields and capture more forts. There's a battlefield up there, but I'm pretty sure we couldn't do anything with that one, so... There's plenty of forts over here and a battlefield to secure, and another one over there. Let's head that direction. We'll have to slow down slightly while we forage for food. Drops our food decrease, like our provisions. Hey, it's Marienburg. What do you have? Ammunition, which is great. What else? Ooh, more soldiers. Very nice. Got any good guns? Good Tula muskets. Ooh, some more of these muskets. Let's see. Hula muskets are always good. But these are better for melee. Yoink. And then... Yeah, I'll take one of those. Let's see. Got any good cannons here? Because we're gonna get artillery, more artillery guys at some point. It's good to have more cannons. What do we got? Howitzers, which are okay, but let's see. Wittgenstein's 12-pounder. It's a really good gun. It's just so expensive. The problem with cannons is that good quality cannons are stupidly expensive, obviously. It's fine, I'll take it. Why not? And cushion the blow with some of this stuff. There we go. Oh, you've got grenades. Thank goodness. All right, give me those. Thank you. All right, so now we can equip some of our men, or our grenadiers, with actual actual grenades. Some for you. Some for you. The grenades are going to be handy. Not only can we use them on the battlefield, but the other thing is that they're good at taking forts. We can assault forts with grenades, and it becomes a lot easier. You guys need better you guys are marksmen. You need better weapons. So here's a gun with good range. Not yet. You guys are Gronzers. You need to be Gronzer sharpshooters. And I've given you rifles, so yeah, you'll be fine. You're going to need much bigger guns. Oh, that is a bigger gun. All right, now we need to save for a brigade so we can make some space here, because the next unit I want to get is another artillery piece. Because we've got an extra gun, so why not? Wait a minute. There. And then you guys... These observation musketeers are literally just there, like I said, to... Most of these guys are just bodies at this point, but hey, not gonna say no to men and soldiers. Here we go. You don't need that. Here's this. There we go. There we go. All right, cool. Yeah, I know. They're sort of like cars. A car is manageable. A good car is expensive. A great car makes the army treasurer consider you for a flogging. That's great, Rhubarb. Yeah, yeah. The army treasurer and the supply officer probably look at the price sheet and are like, motherfucker, you better win. And probably regret giving me the money. They're probably thinking, well, great, where's the money gonna come from for all this? That's the neat part. I'll get it. From where? I'll get it. Like this. I did it like this. All right. Oop, that's a patrol. That's a hunting army. They're looking for us. Bring it on. Oh dear. Okay. They're starting to take me seriously. All right. So we've got Prussian Grenadiers. Hold on. One group of Prussian Grenadiers, some Prussian Converged Fusiliers. Fusiliers. Yeah, 3 of them. Freikorps Grenadiers, some Freikorps Musketeers, 2 units of Hussars and some Jaegers. Sorry, 4 units of Hussars and some Jaegers, and then 2 Prussian Horse Artilleries. Yeah, how many cities did you burn? Yes. Look, we needed the money, and we had to get it somehow. You said for me to find it, you didn't say how. Besides, this way we get to test out the really good cannons. Fun fact, by the way, okay. It wasn't until the Napoleonic era that this became a thing, but you can thank the British for shrapnel shot. Basically, the British, a guy, his last name was Shrapnel, came up with the idea of basically loading an iron cannonball full of nails or bits of metal, whatever you had on hand, and when it was fired out of a cannon, after it flew through the air for a set period of time with another fuse, it would detonate like an airburst shell and throw shrapnel in every direction. Turns out the French made really good test subjects for it. And I think only the British were using it during the Napoleonic era, because only they knew how to make it. All right, so let's see. Same trick as before. The cannons are up on the mountains, or up on the hills, so we have the bonus from the terrain. I'm gonna put the supply wagon with them, so they don't have to worry about ammunition. And then the light infantry. Oh wait, I forgot. They've also got these observation musketeers, but the light infantry are also, or first brigade, are gonna stick it out with them to protect them, while our grenadiers, well, Yeah, the Grenadiers are going to be doing their own thing. Nah, we're going to do our own thing. Yeah, those cool, these cool cavalry guys with skulls on their hats gave me one when I told them what I've been up to. Not sure what's up with that. Oh yeah, the like the what are they called? The Death Riders or something who go around burning stuff. Yeah, they were nasty. All right, let's get 1st Brigade into position. As we've seen, sure, these may be skirmishers, but like we've seen them hold their own. And that's mostly because they're just crack shots. All right, the Grenadiers can go this way. Doing good, Wolf Gaming. How you doing? One of our units of artillery has a bronze 3-pound gun, but the other group has a Liechtenstein 12-pounder, which is going to do a hell of a lot more damage. And the accuracy didn't drop off that much either, so... Now, the cavalry are going to be a problem. The cavalry could easily just blitz through our light infantry. However, that's what the Grenadiers are also for. The Grenadiers serve as a good distraction, too, because they are a threat that needs to be removed. Plus, this is like I've said before, this is an aggressive army. They're going to be pressing, but, well, they will. And then when they see us counterattacking, they might be like, wait, what the hell? Why are they advancing toward us when they're outnumbered? Again, the best defense is a good offense. Guys, let's see if we can move the cannons a little bit further. Thank you. Just a little bit. Now, granted, we're not just going to go charging into their lines. I want to wait and let them come to us slightly. All right. And now we wait. Ah, good. I see I've got your artillery's attention. Ah, a volunteer. Let's see. Oh yeah, they're taking pot shots. We may advance. Charge. They're shooting into their own guys, in case you haven't noticed. Like, their own cannonballs are doing more damage. Well, I mean, we're doing a ton of damage, but their cannonballs are doing a lot of damage to their own dudes. All right, you guys aren't tired. Move. Oh, you guys are idiots. Okay, let's see how you like this. Yeah, that's what I thought. Run. All right, our guys are breaking because they're tired. But I've got more. Yep, all right, those guys are shattered, but that's okay. What kind of Skaven strategy is this? It's not a Skaven strategy, they're Grenadiers. It's what they're trained for. And over here, yeah, the light infantry are making mincemeat of those units. You gotta love it. They basically have to put their cannons just like flat trajectory and be like, all right, softest charge we got. They're really close. Yep, so much for that. All right, time to go. Let's go, gentlemen. We're done for now. Unless those idiots want to square up too. Nope. Just let them shoot. Don't worry about it. We show our backs to them out of disgust because of how weak they are. Go deal with that. They're cutting down some of our grenadiers. Send the skirmishers out there. No, nothing's happened to me, Ragami. Oh, I meant the enemy firing on their own men. Well, there's panicking. Skirmishers? This is why late game or like really good skirmishers are worth it. It's like every time those guys shoot, they drop somebody. Which, as you can imagine, does a ton of damage to morale. I don't want him to kill that grenadier unit. Do you guys have something else to do? Go bother someone else. All right, gentlemen, are we well rested? Good. Get back to it. Seriously? Seriously? Like, they're literally getting attacked, and they'd rather keep harassing a running unit rather than defend themselves. Okay, we can play that game. I need to move fast. I need to save these guys. If we lose the whole unit, we're in trouble. They were expensive. I don't want to lose them. That's more like it. Seriously, break off already. No AI is this stupid. Come on, break. There we go. Thank you. It's more like it. Like we saved that unit from annihilation, which is good. All right, now we crush this unit too. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, gentlemen. And there they go. This is payback. Like, even the generals involved. This is payback. It's just a bunch of guys grabbing their weapons and beating these grenadiers to death. Let him go, guys. You can let him go. Skirmishers, take aim. They won't get far. Yep, we just... One shot from that skirmisher and they killed the officer. And the whole army broke. That's how good skirmishers are. If you get good skirmishers and give them good weapons and they have good accuracy, every shot from them will be a kill. And that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to flank or move up front and take pot shots at people. Oh, damn. The unit got... Okay, the unit did get annihilated. Damn it. Okay, that sucks. We'll have to get another one. We'll have to train up another one. Great. Those guys are tough. And they're hard to replace, too. But the good news is that this unit's now a converged grenadier, meaning they're the best of the best. And these guys are almost there. Still, that sucks. I'm gonna have to get another grenadier unit. Guess what, assholes? Guess who just got a temporary promotion? I don't, like, we're gonna have to train these guys up to be grenadiers. It's gonna take some time, but... Congratulations, you're grenadiers now. Don't resist. .8, yeah. Yes, the converged grenadier, the Russian converged grenadiers have 1,800 men in a unit, and they're not even named. However, the trade-off is that they're kind of, like, they have good morale, but the trade-off to them is that they're kind of meh compared to other units. Like, pound for pound, Highland grenadiers are probably going to beat the ass of converged grenadiers. If they, like, because, again, converged Highlanders are better in melee. You guys have been doing good work. Let's see if I can't give you a little something there. That'll help with your reload. Give you guys something. Then you guys need some defenses too. There we go. All right, cool. But yeah, I'll have to. These guys will have to get trained up. I need to. Like, you don't need that anymore. These guys do. Here, that'll make it so they'll train faster. All right, where were we? Oh, right. Checking this battlefield. Take the equipment. We need it more. And winter is here. Yay! We're all gonna die. Everything slows down. Food becomes a lot. You burn through more food. Yep. Winter is coming. Prisoner exchange. Sir, the fortress before us is of such strength and situation that any attempt upon it must end in fruitless expense of men and material. The enemy commander, perceiving perhaps the futility of further obstinacy, has extended a proposal for the exchange of prisoners. He's willing to return a full regiment of our captured infantry in exchange for a number of reservists from our ranks. Moreover, he's prepared to release a senior officer if we consent to furnish a greater number of men. I mean, I could just take it anyway. Yeah, fuck you. I'm taking it anyway. And now we take the guns with grenades. Or take the fort with grenades. Yeah, impossible to take my ass. Let's go with offensive spirit. So don't get the infantry, the officer, but who cares? I took the fort. Let's see. So yeah, for those who don't know, grenades, like I mentioned earlier, grenades make taking forts a lot easier. Speaking of, yeah, fire the bombardment. Oh, they're coming. Oh, okay. The garrison sallied out. There we go. Got it. Combat effectiveness, ammunition. No, I don't want. No, what else we got? That'll work. Close combat exercises. And we get a doctrine. Steady ranks. Morale damage received, minus 10%. All right. Is there another battlefield nearby? There's one near the enemy, but that's kind of risky to go wandering all the... Well, don't really have much of a choice, do we? All right, let's stop over here in Derschau for supplies, and then we'll start marching over there. Here, I got a bunch of guns you guys can have, and some bayonets. Thank you. Now, what do you have in here? Anything good? Potsdam muskets. Ooh, perfect. Yonkoping muskets. Good. I'll take that. Boink. All right. And looks like we're about to have an ad in a second, so I'm going to pause real quick, and I will see you guys in a sec. Be right back. Yeah, see you in a few minutes. Bye! Whoa! Whoa, 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 whoa! I just got back! What the heck? Jaeger! Like, right as I leave? Are you kidding? The 10 subs, thank you. The Zajori, Genchow, Isgrimer, Raging Russians, Negative Shinken, Emerald Jackal, Zack Shadows, Daedalus, Mr. 501st, and Ragami. Okay, let me pull this up again. Okay, so... Alright, that means that... Oh, no. Okay, well, first of all, that means you guys get to pick my profile picture. So... Oh, boy. Yeah, so Jaeger takes the lead on this, but whatever Jaeger wants... Whatever y'all want my profile picture to be, that'll be my thing till May, I guess. And I also owe you 10 burpees, so hang on. 1 second. I better do those now, because that's the individual incentive. So hang on. Might as well get those out of the way. 1 sec. Okay. That takes care of the burpees. But yeah, Jaeger takes the lead, and y'all just chat decides what my profile picture is. Have fun with that. I'll DM you the profile picture. Okay. Sounds good to me. Ooh. Okay, back to it. All right, let's see. All right, I've got... Ooh, another... wait a minute. That's the crappy one. You. All right, let's see. And another one. Hang on. Okay, so that takes care of that. Got another artillery unit. Pet George. There you go. Okay. So we have 3 artillery units now, which is great. Let me see. Need to get a better cannon for them. But yeah, that's some heavy artillery we can make use of. Hang on, let's sell... There we go. We need those grenades. Well, actually, we don't. What we need are... Let's see, do you have any... Yeah, we already checked with you guys. We got the guns. What we need is a better cannon. What do we got in here? Bronze 12-pounder. 12-pound Lycorn. A Brunmer. Huh. Yeah, that'll work. Ooh, hello. Cover max range. No. Cover effectiveness matter. Hello. Got it. Okay. So, you guys get this new gun. Let's see. Oh, wait. I should probably sell that. There we go. I've been out of it all today. I think I can't caught with my grandfather caught in Florida. Yeah, that sucks. Wait a minute. I'll DM you. I put the non-speaker so people could see. What is it? Oh, boy. I'm worried. What is it? Oh, dear. Hang on. What have you done, Jaeger? I... Well, I don't hate it, but sure. Why not? Okay, let me show everyone. So, apparently, according to Jaeger, this is going to be my new, it's going to be my new profile picture. I hate it, but sure, why not? I don't even watch JJK, but sure, why not? Fine, whatever. You got it. I'll change it after stream. All right. Well, with that done, back to it. All right, we don't have enough money to do what I wanted, but that's okay. Let's see. I want to give this to these guys because they need to gain veterancy fast. There we go. Actually, wait. Yeah, we'll hold on to it for now. Okay. That's done. Let's check this battlefield now. Yes, let's wander dangerously close. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, that's... Oh, God. Okay, now I'm scared. So the leader of this army are the is a Death Head unit. Oh, dear. Hey, Mordred, how you doing? Oh, this ain't good. Okay, so we need to be ready for a Death Head cavalry unit. Great. For those who don't know, the Death's Head cavalry units were a Prussian unit who were known for well, let's just say that the Ratsies weren't the only guys to put skulls on their caps and on their helmets and act like assholes. The Death's Heads cavalry did it first, and they were ruthless as an understatement. They would basically ride around into towns and villages that were captured and do whatever they wanted. And I mean, whatever they wanted. I'll let that sink in when I say it like that. Whatever they wanted. So, make of that what you will. Hey, Corvus. It's me, Mordred Girl, who's been replaying Borderlands 1 Game of the Year edition. Hey, Borderlands 1 is good. Are we the baddies? Yeah, they were, but okay, they were. But let me explain why they got away with that. You guys got to understand, back in this day and age, with depending on what army you were in, sometimes discipline was just lax. Mainly because the view was that if you did good work, you could get away with whatever you wanted. The Death's Head Cavalry were an elite cavalry unit. They were good. So the view was basically, well, if they're really, really good at their job, then let them do whatever they want as a reward. They can do whatever they want. We're not going to stop them. Now, that sounds screwed up today, but back then, that was just accepted. So, meh. All right. Let's group all of our artillery together, because we have to get to this hill right here. Again, I'm not justifying it. I'm just explaining why it happened that way. Yes, the ends justify the means. Correct. And having an elite cavalry unit that could ride around, was basically afraid of nothing, and could hack and slash their way through anyone who got in their path. Yeah, no, the ends justify the means. It's the same reason why a lot of Russian Empire forces had no problem having Cossacks do whatever they wanted. Because the Cossacks were just that good, and everyone was scared of them. For good reason. The Cossacks were downright terrifying. Like, again, I told y'all before, Napoleon literally kept a bottle of poison around his neck because he was terrified of the Cossacks capturing him. He was, during the Russian campaign, he was more willing to drink poison and die than he was to be taken prisoner by the Cossacks. They were just that scary. Now, of course, being scary is great, but they also had no discipline. They just did whatever they wanted. Which, again, fine. They were just good, so they were allowed to do that. And you also couldn't control them. Like, trying to tell a Cossack what to do is impossible. Alright, let's get that, yeah, let's get that supply... Whoops, wrong button. Get that supply train in place. Yeah, Rebarber is correct. Logistics were still being figured out, so it basically just came down to, okay, those cavalry guys who basically loot and burn wherever they go, well, as long as they bring back some of the stuff for the army, I don't care. Let them do what they want. Hey, Dino King, gifting 5 subs. Thank you very much. All right, let me pull this back up. I think we might have just... Oh, no. Did we just hit the 20 sub thing? Ah, crap. Okay, well, that's 20 subs, so I have to go buy spicy ramen sometime. I do my shopping on the weekend, so I'll go get it then. And also 5 subs, so I owe you an MS Paint masterpiece. Just tell me what you want, and tell me in a DM, and I'll do you an MS Paint masterpiece. We hit 20 subs in one night. Thank y'all so much. Seriously, thank y'all. And again, the subs are counted toward this, not what the current thing is. It's this. So that's 20 so far. Thank you. And we got a hype train going. Thank y'all so much. You guys are awesome. Seriously, thank y'all. All right. So, with that, let me... Boop. All right. Thanks, Dino King. It means a lot. But I really don't think I deserve it, honestly. I'm just being me. I'm not that cool. I'm just doing my thing. I'm just glad you guys enjoy me doing that. Anyway, let's see. Nyom. I love turning it to double speed. Just nyom. All right. Like Verso. Thanks, Ragami. Thanks, Jaeger. Hey, where's that? Oh, crap. You guys got to get up here. Move it. All right, 1 unit's in position. Unlimber those guns. All right, here they come. All right, we need to start pressing. Need to start pushing because they're gonna try to flank us otherwise. Let's get going. 2nd Brigade, advance toward the enemy. Yeah, the entire 2nd Brigade will advance. In which direction, my lord? Straight ahead. Hey, Cataclysm! Thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. I'm Zaruk Windcaller, Guardian of the Forest of Memories. I'm a variety streamer, plays games with a strong memory connection to me and my community. I'm also a history major, so we're playing Master of Command tonight. We're also in day 2 of our subathon, and thanks to the generosity of 3 people tonight, we're already at 20 subs. So thank y'all very much. How y'all doing? What's up? Yeah, we're also mid-hype train. Faye Devil Shadow, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Forest of Memories. Please make yourself at home. How you doing? Playing Death State. Okay, explain. I am intrigued. What is Death State? Is that like some kind of evil totalitarian country or something? The Death State? I am intrigued. Tell me more. In the meantime, this is Master of Command, a game that takes place during the 7 Years' War. It's equal parts strategy game, equal parts roguelike. Anyway, I'm about to blitz these guys. Get him, boys! Yeah, what way do you want us to march, sir? Preferably toward the enemy! Yeah, go ahead, Cataclysm. That would help. Hey, Wolfie, how you doing? Let's see. Wow, we are just we're breaking them into pieces. This is great. Look at them run. Get him, boys.
Sorry, I'm fascinated by what's happening on your screen right now.
Hey,
My bad.
Yeah, it's cool. So what is this game you're talking about?
Okay, so I explain a little bit. It's kind of like vaporwave, like it's a roguelike, and you've been it before. You're not a big roguelike guy.
With there are exceptions, but yeah.
There are exceptions, clearly this one right here. But the one that I was playing was like it was like a run around the map and shoot things and like turn your character. It's Binding of Isaac.
Yeah.
You have a vague understanding of Binding of Isaac. It's Binding of Isaac, but with Cthulhu.
Okay.
So, but no, it's really cool. The best part about it, in my opinion, that I feel like is really nice, you only have to worry about one thing with the game, and that's not getting hit. Your character shoots automatically when in range of an enemy, and everything you have to worry about is, button presses, whatever. So the reason of the death state, if you will, is that your scientist friend went missing. You went to go look for him, and he's basically in like Eldritch God limbo. He's in a death state.
Got it.
That's the name. So yeah, no, I can see why that'd be really cool. In fact, my brain went, that kind of sounds like something that should have been an idea for, what's it called? There's two versions of the game. I own the one that no one likes, but because what's it called? Oh heck! The government's gone to crap. You gotta like be a freedom.
Do you have any idea how little that narrows it down?
Narrows it down. Yeah, no, exactly. I'm just trying to remember because it was a semi-modern shooter.
Homefront?
Homefront. Yeah. It's like, in my mind, that could be like a Homefront style game called Death State, where it's like, what if we just decided to take the whole, like, because the aspect of like what created Homefront is actually relatively terrifying in the grand scheme of things.
It is. I mean, it is in the grand scheme of things, but then when you think about it a bit more, you're like, this is fucking stupid.
It really is. Like, there would have been no way that we would have been able to not catch that before.
I mean, to be fair, the book, because there is a book, the book actually goes into a lot more detail about it, and does a way better job of explaining it. But it's done. But the book also tells the story of someone who's not even in the game, so that kind of helps too. For those who don't know, Homefront is literally about what if the United States was occupied by a foreign power and basically treated like it was like a occupied and enslaved country, but it's the North Koreans who run everything. It's like basically what if Red Dawn actually happened and it was the North Koreans who beat everybody, and the North Koreans have better tech and they have better stuff and all that. Yeah, it's dumb. The book does, like I said, the book does it better because the book basically sets it up as there's a lot of other stuff going on that led to this point. So it's more understandable. Still makes no sense, but hey, what can you do?
The intro to the one, or whatever it's called, the one that
the Revolution,
likes,
Homefront, the Revolution.
That one does kind of set up that idea that effectively everyone in the world was buying North Korean tech, and of course there conveniently was a back door in the code that they could just flip a switch and suddenly everybody who owns their tech was their bitch now because they just killed everything. But like, I'm sitting there going like, the worst part is, and I think I said this to my parents shortly after I streamed, because I never actually beat it, I just got really bored. I'm like, it's over. But I said the worst part is like it's feasibly possible, much like how frickin' Division is feasibly possible. The events that led up to that could happen. I could see it happening. Is it not? Is it thoroughly unsettling that it could? Oh yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, most Tom Clancy books that are turned into video games could happen. I say most because, I mean, Ghost Recon Future Soldier is kind of a Yeah, well, it's in the future, so it's kind
Advanced
of
War,
got some
Advanced War,
liberties.
yeah, but Advanced Warfighter's a bit more believable with the stuff that could happen, in my
That's
opinion.
true.
But yeah, you make a good point. Um, so yeah, so basically it's a what you're describing as a Cthulhu themed roguelike where basically you have to save your friend from this death state, basically.
Yeah, no, and of course, being a roguelike, I have to actually beat the damn thing. I looked at a previous save, 8 hours on it, and I've only done 3 bosses out of like 12. It's
Yeah.
huge. But it's also like really floaty and weird, I guess is the best way to say it. Because your character just kind of glides over the map
Mm-hmm.
and then shoots. So there are certain characters that will get buffs where they power up and then they kind of just rush forward and they don't stop. So thankfully you don't fall off edges in that game, but it's like, okay, well, I'm just piling forward toward the enemy.
Hmm. So, but is the movement like Ultra Kill in a sense, or?
No, it's the reason I mentioned Binding of Isaac is also that's how the movement is too. It's a top
Oh,
down
it's
kind of
top
a
down.
bullet
Okay.
hell, top down bullet hell. I mentioned Isaac as well because you like ingest Eldritch organs to
Ew.
like gain buffs and stuff, and relics. You get like
Okay.
grimoires and swords and crap. It's a cool idea, but like, well, the good news is thankfully is that eating these organs doesn't actually change your appearance.
Yeah.
That would be the like ability stone. I found one tonight in one of the runs that turned me into like some sort of red demon, and that was
Hmm.
really cool because it gave me a bunch of buffs, but I think it lowered my hit speed because it's a bullet hell. They kind of have to like,
Yeah.
yeah, Eldritch Corvus. It's kind of funny. One of the Eldritch organs I grabbed was like the freaking thread gut or whatever, and it boosted damage but lowered attack speed. It was like this really yellow banana looking thing. It was really gross to look at, but presumably it went in my stomach, so yay.
Mm-hmm. So, I think you've been here for some of these streams, so now I can explain how this game basically works. So,
Mm-hmm.
it's the 7 Years' War. Now, we in America know that as the French and Indian War because that's what was
Yep.
going on in the colonies. But the true event's called the 7 Years' War. Technically, if you want to be picky, it's technically the first worldwide war. Well, your grand European war, I guess.
Correct, yeah.
And you basically, for those who don't know, essentially it's Prussia backed by the British because the British are dumping money into Prussia against everyone
Mhm.
else, and I mean it, against the Russians, the French, the Holy Roman Empire, and the Austrians because this is the time of Frederick the Great, and
Mhm.
basically it was all over. Like to put it bluntly, it was basically a bunch of political squabbles gone wrong, basically on who would do this, who would do that. And while the British mostly were putting money, to back Frederick, they also sent an expeditionary force to the colonies to fight the French because we were asking for help. So there's that. And the basic aspect here is okay, pick a faction or pick a nation and then lead them through 3 acts, each one getting progressively more and more difficult. Um, and the reason it's a roguelike is because not only do you have to take care of your men, but you're also going to get things like this, like where your guys level up and it's like, okay, what do you want to give them? Like what kind of abilities, what kind of stuff do you want to give them?
Okay.
And you'll always you got to go from town to town getting getting equipment for your men. Like all of your guys can be equipped with stuff, ranging from weapons, equipment, ammunition, all that kind of stuff. Your generals level up and gain experience as well. And the reason it's also a roguelike is because, well, whether you like it or not, when this bar fills up, the boss of the area comes to pick a fight with you, whether you like it or not. And determining on how you've been doing things, either it'll be quick or it might take a while. In my case, it's coming very quickly because I've been burning down towns wherever I go. So they've got a reason to come and kick my ass. But every faction or every nation plays differently. For example, the Russians, their big thing is that the pros, there's pros and cons. The pros for the Russians are all of their infantry have really good morale, so it's kind of hard to break them. And they also field way more dudes. Like their units have more men in them than everyone else. The trade off to that is, well, these are serfs. These are literally people pulled off farms and given weapons. So they're not very well trained. They're not very accurate, and they are super slow. Like, their units take forever to get anywhere. So if you're playing, like, this basically means you can't really, like, you're not going to be winning a battle of maneuver, basically. They're going to outmaneuver you no matter what. Your enemies are going to outmaneuver you no matter what. So the best thing you can do is just play to your strengths, which is why I like playing as the British, because the British may field less people, but their guys are the best trained. So, and accuracy, as I've said to the stream before, accuracy, I don't give a shit about numbers, because if my guys shoot and kill all of your guys, what does it matter how many you bring? So, yeah.
My teammates.
Mm-hmm.
I shoot myself.
Mm-hmm. I shoot
Accuracy
me
is
too. Yeah, me accuracy's 100%. Yous just don't know what I'm aiming at. Let's see.
But it was really funny. I just finished this unit in U.S. history in college, so I found it funny. And even when we wrapped up this particular chapter, I turned to my professor and I'm like, so let me get this straight. Like, maybe a little over a decade later, after the end of this war, the particular one we're in here, 7 years,
Yeah, the 7 years war.
the first World War, literally like almost a decade later, no wonder no one wants to help the United States become independent, because Britain just fucking became the next world superpower. Basically.
Yes.
They got all the land. They really didn't help them much, because they still had to pay for all the land, and effectively that's why the whole taxation thing, yada yada.
Which, here's this is where it's like, yeah, here comes trouble.
Oh dear.
So it's all right. I need to buy supplies. But yeah, you're basically yes, and it's why. But of course, the French took it, like, their view on it was, oh, we get to kick the shit out of the English. Sign us up.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's one other cool thing. Elite units. So every nation has elite units that you can unlock. Now, you unlock these by, like, there's a number of ways to do it. Basically, it's by doing certain achievements for each nation, or, like, getting certain ways in the campaign. So, for example, these are the Kavitsky Musketeers, who are an elite Russian unit. And as you can see, their thing is, there's 2,000 men in this unit.
I might be blocking the numbers.
Oh.
You might want to move me.
No, that's... Yeah, let me, hold on, let me move Cataclysm out of the way. But yes, for those who, there's 2,000 dudes in this unit. Like, there we go. Yeah, well, they can't see it anyway because the sub-goal's covering it up. But just trust me, there's 2,000 men in it. Hang on, let me do this. This might help a little bit.
Can you put it like the ceiling, like up next to like the little flag on top of your tent?
I'm gonna do that. There we go. Yeah, there's 2,000 men in this unit, which is insanity. But the trade-off to that is hold on, that's regimental stuff. The problem is that that's great, but as you can see, they can't hit worth shit. So yeah. So that's the trade-off there, is that they can't hit the broadside of a barn. And now that the enemy's on their way, I need to get ready for that. So, and my what would be nice is if I could field another brigade, but I don't have enough men for that. So instead, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna do it. I can't believe I'm wording it like this, but we're gonna do the tried and true method, Russian method of body blocking, basically. So, well, I can't, actually. I wanted to just buy 2 guys and have a general and just be like, all right, just stand here and get shot while we handle everything else. But I don't have enough money for that. So instead, to be fair, I'm not exactly playing the Russians the way they're supposed to be played. Like, they're supposed to have overwhelming numbers, but I'm playing them more like, oh, it's a smaller army, but I've got a really elite units. Like, really elite units. So that doesn't really help in this case. But we're going to make it work. So one thing I can do, though, is, let's see, they have, oh, right, I should explain this, the staff college. So basically, one of the types of equipment you can give your guys is the staff college things. Like, it can be people who help them, or it can be these treatises, like, on how to, how to fight. Mm-hmm. And this does things from, like, boosting reload speed, movement speed, all that kind of stuff. I want to find quartermaster gives you supplies. So I want to find if they've got anything here for the cannons. Like, yeah, that's good reload. That also helps with accuracy and reload. Grab those two. And there's different tiers of stuff. So like there's normal stuff, good stuff, and then excellent stuff. So like if it's gold, that means it's excellent quality, which means you probably are going to want it. Let's see. I am going to buy these guys. I can't use them right now, but it's good to have some backup soldiers because I have a feeling we're going to be losing some men. We're going to go over here.
Just a little bit. Probably just a little bit of men.
Yeah, a little bit, he says. It's the Russians, Cataclysm. Dying is part of the Russian doctrine. Like, they're when they sign up, they probably also give you a death certificate too. Yeah.
This is coming from the same friend that was in a call that said, "Yeah, we'll just send them to Slaanesh. They'll be fine." So yeah.
Yeah. Y'all don't understand. In our Dawn of War 2 playthrough, Cataclysm was over here. I'm like, look at all the Eldar we've killed, and his response was, "Don't worry, we'll just send them to Slaanesh," which is probably one of the most fucked up things to say. But I mean, it's still funny. So. Yeah, it's just what's that quote? Doing. Yeah, what's that quote from Perfect Cell? Man, that's really messed up, but it's funny. But it's funny. So, all right. So, and now we wait. Now they are chasing us, or they should be. Yeah, here they come. They're chasing us. Now, what's terrifying is that they once they get on the road, they're going to start schmoving. So I want to be able to. Wait a minute. Could we? Search extensively and leave. Yeah, search quickly and leave. There we go. And now, just because I want to be an utter asshole, I'm gonna burn this city down while I'm waiting for them. I get money and food out of it, so I'm just gonna burn this place to the ground while I'm waiting. Oh, hey, you made it. Hey, you guys made it. Welcome to the party. I just got done burning this town to the ground. What's up?
Got one whole block of cheese out of that, it looks like.
Okay. So, oh fuck. Okay. We're in trouble. Okay. So, here's where it gets bad. So, I know y'all can't see it very well, but let me just go down the list of what we're up against. This is a full 5-brigade Prussian army. At the head of the army is a Death Head Hussar team. Oh dear. Along with that, we have 2 units of Prussian Grenadiers and a unit of Horse Artillery. 1 unit of Veteran Grenadiers. 3 more units of Prussian Grenadiers. 2 units of Jaegers, or light infantry skirmishers. 2 units of normal. No. Jaeger, as in hunter. Yeah, sharpshooter.
I know. I'm just imagining a whole unit of nothing but Jaeger. So.
Oh god, charging at us with melee weapons. Dear God. Yeah, Prussian Cuirassiers, Freikorps veteran Hussars, Dragoons, more Hussars, and then 3 units of field artillery. Oh dear. Like, it's the Grenadiers I'm afraid of. So the Prussians have, so here's the thing about the Prussians. The Prussians have the best heavy infantry in the game. They are like, their infantry, heavy infantry especially, are the best of the best. Best morale, best shock damage, best melee skill. Their cavalry is meh, it's average. Their weakness is they're expensive to train, and their artillery is garbage. Because historically, the Prussians focus so much on training their infantry to be the best of the best that they let their artillery slack. And so their artillery crews are not very well trained, and they basically don't have very good gear either. So, but again, as the Soviet and Russian doctrine has shown time and time again, quantity has a quality all of its own, and that's a lot of cannons. Let's see.
You can't miss if you outgun them and turn the sky into a solid object of iron balls.
Yeah. So you see a 12-pound Lycorn, an 8-pound Lycorn, a 10-pound howitzer, and then a 6-pound howitzer. So 2 howitzers and 2 cannons. So 2 of those need direct line of sight, and the other 2 don't. And then the cavalry is, they're almost maxed level cavalry. Okay. The good news is that it looks like their cavalry, well, except for these guys, most of the cavalry's morale is kind of shitty. Well, except for these guys. So these are the death heads. Yeah, you missed it earlier when I remarked that it wasn't just the ratsies who thought it was a good idea to put skulls on their hats and call themselves death heads. Yeah, these guys did it first. So as I explained earlier, these guys are a raiding cavalry unit. They literally would go from town to town, to village, take whatever they wanted and do whatever they wanted because nobody could stop them. That said, they're not stupid either, so they're probably not going to charge into a line of well, they might actually, given the AI has been kind of buggy in the game. The game got an update recently where it actually tells you how the enemy fights, and the AI will play to that strength. But the aggressive choice, like this is an aggressive army, meaning they're going to be more offensive than defensive. Aggressive armies, as some people have pointed out, like Rhubarb pointed out, sometimes aggressive armies just throw their guys onto your bayonets. So,
I mean, it's a valid strategy, is it not? I've seen instances where they throw themselves on their bayonets, and because they're now on the bayonets, the enemies behind
can get over them. Yeah,
they can just climb over them, while the one group is too busy trying to yank the bayonet out of the dude who just basically speared himself.
Yeah.
So it's very Zergling Rush kind of mentality, but that's terrifying because of that, I suppose.
All right, so same plan as before. We are going to put the light infantry and the cannons up on the hill over here because we need the range and the boost from the and the accuracy boost from being on the hill. And then the grenadiers, because we're so outnumbered, I'm not going to throw the grenadiers forward to break the line. I'm going to keep them in the back so we can use them wherever I spot an opening because we're outnumbered, and I don't really want to just throw my guys into a meat grinder and watch as they get cut to ribbons because I need them. So, yeah, let's see. Also, wait, where's their commanding officer? Hang on. They have one? They don't. Only we, well, okay, that's not true. Technically, every time you see a portrait, that means that that's where the brigade's commanding officer is, but they don't have an overarching general like I do. That said, killing the brigade commanders, like killing this guy with the Death Head unit, or killing this guy with the veteran grenadiers, killing them means that the whole army takes a morale loss because they just watched an officer get shot, cut down with a sword, or have his head torn off by a cannonball. So
yes, because at the time the Americans hadn't invented the idea of the officers there as restraint, not as basically a leader yet at that time. You heard that joke before, that the officers for the Marines are there just to make sure the Marines don't do, well, Marine stuff.
Yeah, it's also the fact that kneeling or taking cover was considered dishonorable and very unmanly and cowardly, so you weren't supposed to do it. I mean, the Americans and the Native Americans made sure to teach that lesson very quickly, that that's stupid. Like, literally, that's stupid. You're stupid. Stop being stupid and get down. But
guerrilla tactics.
Yeah.
It changed the entire, war as we know it in America.
Wasn't just that, though. It was also the fact that later on, the British would start taking advantage with rifle units for light infantry. Like, that's where it's like where I keep talking about Sharp. Because, the Sharp series may be it's historical fiction, but at the same time, the point still stands. The 95th Rifles were a real unit, and their job was to literally run in front of the army with their rifles and take pot shots at any idiot that looks really important. So if you're going to be that idiot riding around on a horse dressed to the nines, then a rifleman's just going to be like, oh, that idiot, shoot him first.
The guy with the funny hat, he dies first.
Yeah, he dies first. All right, so I'm going to put the good, our elite musketeers here, along with these observation musketeers, and then our skirmishers go on the hill so they can have better accuracy. There we go. And then we want to make sure, everyone's moving. Now, I'm sure someone somewhere is going to scream, "Well, why are you corner camping?" because I'm literally outnumbered and I want my cannons to be able to hit everything. So
These also aren't real people, so it
yeah.
doesn't matter anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're bots. We
Yeah.
feel no mercy for them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, oh yeah, Dino King's right. Marine officers are there to hand out crayons and to keep the men on their best behavior.
Yep. And when he dies, the crayon supplier dies and shit hits the fan.
Did you wait? Have you seen that there's actually chocolate? Like there's chocolate colored and shaped to look like crayons, and they're like actual like it's called like marine candy or something.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's these literal like pieces of chocolate that are dyed different colors, like they look like big crayons, and they're literally like made by like former servicemen and women, and it's literally just called marine like soldier candy.
That's awesome. So I remember Gerald the Gnome. That one was a funny story. Did you ever hear about that one?
No.
So there was a soldier who got his care package box from his grandmother. His grandmother was on her way out the door. Let's just say that. She sent him a garden gnome called Gerald, and she basically said, "This is Gerald. He's supposed to be with you." And kind of she read somewhere online, you know, that soldiers in front line of combat, they get PTSD, and so she says, you know, to have a little bit of home with you, here's Gerald the gnome, and he'll be with you. They basically retrofitted him in combat gear a little bit.
That's awesome.
Gerald, no, it gets better though. Gerald, who is sitting out when an officer comes in, the officer turns and looks at the gnome and goes, "What the hell is this?" And they're like, "That's Gerald, sir." And they explain, they give him the letter from the grandmother, and he's like, he's doing good work. And so effectively what happened was this kind of guy became like the like, you know how some platoons have like dogs or
mascot,
whatever.
The mascot.
This was their mascot. And eventually it sounded like the original Gerald came home when the grandmother passed, and they a bunch of random military guys showed up this woman's funeral with full military dress.
And Gerald.
To send her off. And Gerald, yes, and Gerald.
And Gerald.
Most importantly, and Gerald the gnome. I gotta find it because it's a really fascinating article. Because what they went on to say is like, we went on to mass produce them for when the platoon kind of went on their own separate ways, and so everybody in that kind of group got their own version of a Gerald, basically. But the original Gerald came home, so it really was. All crayons are edible if you want them to be. You know what? That's fair.
Yeah.
Stop to think
there's
about
actually
that.
there's a I'm trying to remember some of the other mascot stories I've heard. So probably one of my favorites is about the battle duck in World War II. So this duck was adopted by a Marine unit, and this was a female duck, by the way. And this duck drank beer, smoked cigarettes, also ate cigarettes apparently. And they brought the battle duck with them into when they were storming. I think it was either Tarawa or one of the islands of the Pacific. And this duck comes ashore with the Marines, makes its way onto land, spots a Japanese rooster, and beats the fuck out of this Japanese rooster. Yeah, devil duck. The devil duck. Yeah. And literally beats the shit out of a Japanese rooster.
Awesome.
It would then go on to live a long and happy duck life as a former service member. I mean, there's also... Yeah, go ahead.
No, finish that one.
No, that's it. That's all I had to say.
Okay. I'm reminded of... This was an army chaplain one, so this one will be interesting. There was a gentleman...
I got an ad. I got a raid. Hello! Welcome. Hey, Azzy, thank you for the raid. Welcome, Raiders. I'm Zaruk Windcaller. This is my friend Cataclysm. It's day 2 of my subathon, and I'm playing Master of Command tonight. How y'all doing? Welcome. Please make yourself at home. Final Fantasy 14. Oh, no. I've lost Azzy to Final Fantasy 14 too. How many more people will that MMO claim? But anyway, how y'all doing? What's up? Also, and for those who don't know, Azzy's birthday is on the 31st. So,
aww.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Miss Azzy.
All right,
early. It's not quite time yet.
Go ahead. Yes, Jaeger, I know you do. Like, I know that you and Ray both. But yeah, go ahead. So, what's your story?
So there was a army chaplain, and understandably, chaplains are not allowed to kind of have weapons. Is the story as it goes. So whenever this army chaplain would go out, he'd be sitting in kind of like around with the gentleman, and he would be there, and they're like, sir, you can't come into combat with us. He's like, oh, I'm just passing out Bibles. It happened to be at one point they got ambushed. This platoon that had this chaplain, and what happened is during that fire, the fire that ensued, the chaplain had snuck away basically to jump on top of a one of the I guess convoys that they assumed had been flipped or attacked.
Yeah.
And whips out an LMG basically on these attackers and starts mowing these guys down. And when, of course, all was said and done, they're like, preacher, what the hell do you think you're doing? He goes, sir, I was delivering Bibles. And they're
great.
like, all right,
All right,
whatever you say, preacher. You're the one with the LMG here. And so every time they had to go out to combat, this chaplain would basically say, like, I'm helping deliver Bibles. Yeah. Modern battle pope. Yes, exactly.
The modern battle pope. I'm reminded of another chaplain story. This one's from World War II, and it's 100% true. And I love it to death because of how funny it is. So it's I believe it's like September or October of 1944. And it might even be like late November going into December. And it's with the Third Army, which is General Patton's force. And General Patton goes to the lead chaplain of the Third Army and says, Chaplain, how much prayer is being done by the Third Army? And he's like, well, I imagine everyone's praying, General. He goes, that's not what I asked you, Padre. I asked how much prayer is being done by the whole army. And when the chaplain's like, well, probably not very much, sir. Patton tells him, he goes like, I'm a strong believer in the power of prayer, so I want you to write up a prayer sheet, a prayer that every chaplain can give to the men. So Third Army has something to quote, or, when they have something to, some kind of prayer or something they can read in times of great stress. And so the chaplain does it, and about 2-3 weeks later, the Battle of the Bulge hits. And Patton's Third Army has to go on its heroic end run to save the 101st at Bastogne. And, oh crap, another one. Hello, Marcy Yorza. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, raiders. Please make yourself at home. I'm Zaruk Windcaller. I'm a variety streamer, plays games with a strong memory connection to me and my community. I'm also a history major, so we are playing Master of Command tonight. I'm also day 2 of my subathon, so please sit back, relax, make yourselves at home. What were you up to? Also playing Final Fantasy 14. Oh god, it's spreading. it's spreading. Yeah. But yeah, please sit back, relax, make yourselves at home. I'm just telling a funny history story. For the record, Marcy was streaming with Azzy. Oh, okay, got it.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
So, what I'm about to tell y'all is 100% true. This chaplain who wrote that note and everything would later find General Patton in a chapel praying, and I'm paraphrasing, but his words were basically, I'm quoting as much as I can, basically went, Lord, this is it's George Patton again. He goes like, we haven't had any good weather for the last few weeks, and I'm beginning to wonder whose side you think you're on. If you give me 3 days, give me a week of clear weather, I swear I'll send you so many dead Germans that your people will be backed up for months. and no, the crazy part is the next day, clear weather. Clear weather.
Of course. I heard clear weather.
Yeah, just, it's so crazy. And I just love that kind of stuff, like where it's just that, like you think to yourself, you're like, there's no way that's true, and then you're like, oh shit, it is.
Even if those weren't the exact words, I can see it happening. Mm-hmm. I can see the what was being said, how it happened, how it went down. Where it's like, all right, yep, that's Patton. That makes sense.
All right, our guys are getting kind of swamped here, but thankfully that's what the Grenadiers are for. Oh, there goes one unit of enemy Grenadiers. That's a lot of damage.
Hi, Philip Swift here.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, was Phil Swift, Phil Swift and Johnny Starr were the ones I remember the most, and there was also Billy Mays, but Billy Mays died. So
yes, Billy Mays, Phil Swift. Who the heck is The guy who does kitchen gun is actually
Yeah.
that's what he does for a real.
Derek Bum.
Derek Baum. That is actually, I don't think that's his real name, but that is actually a dude who gets up and does that for a living. But he like did it for like the skit, obviously. But,
Yeah.
the kitchen
Hi,
gun
I'm
is-
Derek Bum. This is the new kitchen gun. This sink is filthy. Bang, bang, bang.
Bang, bang, bang.
Goodbye, dirt. I swear. Like, you got to know that those guys at times they're like, oh, I get to do this for fun. Nice. I'm reminded. It's like I joked when I was playing the playing RE9. In the opening of RE9, where Grace has to kill that police officer who's been afflicted with the virus and everything. You see the guy when he's like biting the bar, she's like the wooden thing she's got in her hand. You can see that his zombie thing actually smiles like he's having the time of his life. And I'm like, yeah, no, that's the mocap actor just having fun at this point.
And there are people, actually, I'm reminded of the dude who was the mocap actor for Kratos.
Yeah.
And they said, listen here, we want you to box and move forward. And he does that. They're like, no, you're doing it wrong. He goes, no, that's correct. And he's like, no, the hand you box with is the foot you step with.
Yeah, it is.
And they're like, well, in this particular situation, I believe it was left foot, left hand, right foot, right hand. Mm-hmm. I don't think is that correct form, really? I thought it was cross, because you would want to cross. If you're swinging right, you want to go forward with your left into the punch.
Yeah, is this Christopher Judge we're talking about here?
No, the mocap guy, not the voice, but like the dude who does mocap did it for like 95% of the game effectively. But the dude who I'm describing was doing it for Kratos. They said, no, you don't punch like that. He's like, but that's boxing. He goes, no, we want you to punch like this. And so what it ends up is looking this really weird, like hustling movement when he does his punches, where they come from the side on the same leg as the same hand. And I believe that's, let me look it up, because maybe I am wrong, but I remember because the actor made it sound like it was super weird and not normal for one to punch like that.
Gentlemen, we have now reached the danger phase. Please load canister and grape shot. We're gonna have to shoot into our own men, I think. I hate that we've gotten to that point, but I have no choice. Load the shotgun shells, boys.
Some of you may die.
That's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. Some of you may die, but it's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
It's okay, you're the same height as him and everything. Right? I'm in trouble.
Yeah.
I'm going to
I'm in
doghouse.
danger. No, not you guys. No.
Jacobus, initially confused about fighting because developers instructed him to use techniques that went against standard boxing and martial arts, such as stepping with the same foot as the punching hand. Jacobus, the dude who was the mocap actor, an experienced martial artist, found the fighting instructions improper and unnatural compared to proper boxing mechanics, which usually require opposite foot-on-hand movements for bounce. So, you're leading with, like I said, you're leading with one, you're stepping with the other.
Yeah.
And so the studio said, well, it's not a boxing game, it's God of War. And they're like, oh, well, yeah, whatever. But no, that created a whole thing, and the mocap actor, I believe, didn't return for later games, I believe. But, Oh, no, I did say he realized he needed to adopt his unnatural style to fit the character model in the game's combat system, which focused on a more visual impact than realistic combat form. It's a showboaty thing. Like, I mean, you look at the previous games, it's not realistic at all in the slightest. I mean,
and of course, it's the Death's Head unit that wipes me out. Of course it is.
No.
That's all right. I wasn't exactly playing these guys how I'm supposed to, so... Yep, that's the first campaign that I've actually lost. So... Yep. It was close, though. I was actually beating them down pretty well. But that's that. Oh, well. Wait, there's one oh my god. You guys are insane! They didn't see the battle back here because they were chasing the enemy. So they're literally all the way in the wrong side of the map because they were chasing the enemy the whole time. That's actually nuts, but they are getting shot by cannons now, so... Yeah, they're not gonna make it.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're done. Unless... Well, it won't matter, because they're outnumbered like 10 to 1.
Do the hype music montage. They might just make it.
No, they won't. Not with everything.
Won't,
yeah. Yeah, here comes the Death Head unit. Yeah, it's over.
What?
Yep. Yeah, and because that was the boss, if you lose against the boss, it's game over. So they drank too much vodka and left their sense at the camp. Yeah, you've lost. If this is the headquarters battle, it unfortunately means the campaign is lost. If this was not a headquarters battle, you can rally your forces, replenish, and fight again. But yeah, no, it's over. So
it's all over now.
Yeah. Okay, vanquished. Oh, that's actually terrifying.
Oh, is it? Oh, yeah. I'm a little seconds couple behind. Let's see what the picture says. Mortis. Oh, yeah. That reminds me. Were you the one who told me you wanted to play that? What was it called? It was like a Napoleon. Oh, wow, that's cool as hell.
Yeah, the Napoleonic Dark Souls game. Yes.
Yeah,
I do want to play that.
I played a little bit of that, and unfortunately for me, I ended up sending one of the stronger enemies through the freaking ground and not getting any of his stuff. Because you can kind of like he's like a bomb enemy, and you can take pot shots, of course, with the explosives on his back. Yeah, no, he jumped, clipped through the wrong part of the terrain, and fell into the void, and I didn't get any of his shit. So, but it was a demo. What do you want from the devs? Bless their heart for getting, I mean, basically the first boss basically ready. I mean, that thing was a nightmare. And more ways than one, obviously.
So, with that being the end of the Russian campaign, that's not too bad. I mean, I've beaten the British campaign, I beat the Prussian campaign, I beat the French campaign. So that's, hey, 1 out of 4, like 3 out of 4 ain't bad. So that leaves us with 2 options. Actually, I've got an idea. I do want to show y'all this, so hang on a minute. Let's do something interesting. Next week, I'll pick up here and we'll play as the Austrians, but I want to do something special real fast. Hang on a minute. Oh shit, I should have done this beforehand. Hang on. There's something I want to do. Because I mentioned this game has mod support. It does. They actually got mod support for it. And the mods are actually really good. I've got some of them. I have to load up my mod list. So give me a second. Because there's 3 mods I have now. Unfortunately, you can't install them all at once. You have to like pick and choose. But just to give you guys an idea of what we're working with, so there's the American Revolution mod, which lets you play as which has a new map and lets you play as the the American colonies fighting against the British Empire. The Napoleonic mod, which is the one I like the most, and then there's also the I forgot about that image.
Kingdom of Sweden.
The Kingdom of Sweden.
I don't have the picture on the screen yet, but it's gonna be glorious when I do.
Just
right. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Amazing.
Yes, so here's the thing. The reason I'm not doing this one is because the Swedes are actually going to be the next faction added to the game. So I'm not I don't want to do this one. We're gonna load this one up real quick. So you do have to restart the game. So I've loaded it. So we're gonna then do this. Also, I have to show you this when I load it back up. Gotta click some of the achievements in this game. The images they pick for the achievements are straight up memes, and it is glorious. As are some of the traits you can unlock for your guys. Like one of them that boosts your accuracy. It's a dude doing the one does not simply pose.
Like the little with the
fingers.
The OK symbol.
Yeah, with the fingers. Yeah. And there's one of them that's called Burly, and it has a dude with the Chad face. Like, it is so dumb. All right, let me show you. Hang on. Where's the hang on. Okay, so like looking at some of the let's me look at some. Let me turn them all on real quick. So let me show you some of the ones that for example, let's see. Where is it? So yeah, so Rule Britannia. It's the face from the Patriot. You'll see it. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
That was From Russia with Love. Okay.
No.
Britannia. There we go.
Let's see what else do we have in here. Trying to find some of the other ones. Oh yeah, the French one. I love it so much. Absolute power. He's shooting lightning bolts.
There we go. Refresh the tab. It works immediately. Oh, that's amazing.
Absolute power. Yeah, a spiffing victory, which is a reference to the spiffing Brit on YouTube.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Let's see. See, the Empire Strikes Back. Conquer the first region is the Holy Roman Empire. Oh, right. I haven't gotten this one, but wait till you see it. Holy Roman Number Generator.
Oh my God, that's terrifying.
Yeah,
his head is a D20.
Yeah, what I thought was funny is I joked that the best thing with that would be him actually giving you a middle finger rather than doing the Jesus thing. Because whenever I see, you know, make your what is it? Make your let's see, pray to R in Jesus. It's usually R in Jesus with a middle finger. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Let's see. We have trying to find some of the other ones in here that are really funny. Shoot and scoot. Let's see. Where's and like some of them are just named really funny things. Yeah, like are you not entertained?
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, but look what it's doing. He's actually
it's doing the pose. Yeah.
Are you not entertained?
6 encamped armies during one playthrough is Prussia.
Yeah, which means go attack the armies that are more powerful than you. Tall soldiers, my weakness. I have to. I got to explain that one. I think I've mentioned this before, but for those who don't know, the Prussian elite unit were called the Potsdam Giants, and they were literally grenadiers who all of them were over 6 feet tall. So please keep in mind the average height at the time for people like this would have been like 5'3", 5'4", maybe 5'5". So these guys were giants compared to everyone else. Let's see. A whiff of grape shot. That's actually terrifying.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay, so now that I've got the mod installed, now I can show off the mod. I've been playing it on my own, which is why that's it. So, here's how the mod works. The mod, I don't know who the mod author is. I'm sure it's multiple people. They went above and beyond with this, because not only can you play as the French, the Prussians, the Russians, the Austrians, the UK, the British, and Spain, but all of the stuff is different. New armies to use, unlocked units which are already unlocked for you, like elite units which are already ready to go, including the 95th Rifles, because yes. And what's crazy is that depending on what time period you pick, it changes, it changes everything. Like, for example, let's say you want to play as the French. So France fields the era's most professional mass army, built on conscriptions, veteran cadres, and relentless drill. The commanders excel at rapid march and decisive concentration, turning speed into battlefield advantage and allowing their forces to recover quickly from setbacks. Over time, this system produced hardened line infantry. Yet sustained campaigning comes at a cost. Long supply lines and constant movement strains logistics, with units consuming ammunition at a higher rate and replacements losing quality over prolonged conflict. Now, I'm Marcus Aurelius Maximus, husband to a murdered wife, father to a murdered son, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. It's I thought it was Maximus Decimus Meridius. Yeah, it's Maximus Decimus Meridius. He was a commander of the armies of the north and servant of the true emperor Marcus Aurelius. He goes, a husband to a murdered wife, father to a murdered son, and I will have my vengeance in this life or the next. Now, so yeah, you can play as the French, like in the 1812 campaign, so the March to the East. which is the Russian invasion. You could do the Ashes of the Grand Armée, which is the after you've lost everything. And you can even do Standing with the Emperor, which is the 100 Days campaign, Napoleon's return, and then defeat at Waterloo. But we're not doing that. We're playing as the British because, yes. And here's where I should mention this. So there's another reason I want to play as the British in this. Their thing is busted. Like, okay, to put this into perspective for y'all, a lot of these are pretty busted. Like, for each faction. Like, the French get, like, veterancy gain plus 10. They get 50 extra reserves every day. The Brits get money. Just money. Daily cash, 50 gold. So every day you get money you want for nothing, basically, as the British, which makes sense because for those who don't know, during the Napoleonic Wars, the British were just printing money for the Allied cause. Like, when I say printing money, I literally want y'all to imagine, you know those stupid things that you load bills into and you pull the trigger and it fires dollar bills everywhere?
Yes.
Yeah, imagine that, but with a British economy. Like, they were just printing money for everyone else. So, yeah, that's basically what it was like. But I'm playing as them because not only do they get, you know, professional armies, careful planning, sustained commitment, but they also they're really defensive, which I like, good infantry, and it's a small but highly professional army. Unless you're playing in this one. In this one, you better not lose because rapid collapse and loss of strategic control. And that is because, okay, quick explanation. By 1815, the British force in Europe getting ready to handle Napoleon is, oh gosh, how do I put this politely? Actually, I won't put it politely. It's basically shit. All of the veterans that were like that Wellington had in Spain and Portugal, they're gone. They've been spread out and put all over the empire. By 1815, with the 100 Days and the Battle of Waterloo coming up, Wellington has, I mean, they're drilled and they're disciplined, but they're brand new and have no experience and no proper battlefield experience. He even mentions historically, he's like, what I wouldn't give for some of my regiments from Spain. Which, by the way, for those who don't know, he called them, and I quote, because the scum of the earth. He literally said, I took them as the scum of the earth, and look how we've made soldiers of them. But hey, if the scum of the earth can kick Napoleon's ass up and down Spain, maybe it's worth being called that.
That's some gunny level shit right there. Where
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, it's like, you maggots. No, I can't.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm Gunnery Sergeant, your senior drill instructor. It's so funny. I swear, it's so funny watching people react to that scene in Full Metal Jacket for the first time and them like flinching or being like, oh God. Like, I even heard one guy say, like, can he say that to them? And I'm like, yes, he can.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it works.
Mm-hmm.
You are all equally worthless. You are all pieces of amphibian shit. He goes, because I am hard. He goes, I am hard, but I am fair. He goes, you are all equally worthless. I do not look down on insert every slur and racist word you can think of here. He goes, I do not look down on this, and this. You are here. You are all equally worthless. And then immediately upon saying you're all equally worthless, runs right to the first black guy. He goes, what's your name, scumbag? Sir, Private Brown, sir. Bullshit. From now on, you're Private Snowball. Do you like that name? Sir, yes, sir. Well, here's something you won't like, Private Snowball. They don't serve fried chicken and watermelon on a daily basis in my mess hall. Like, he just... Like, again, yeah, that's literally what he says in the movie. Yeah, and please remember, for those who don't know, Arlie Ermy did all of that off script. Yeah. That was him just ripping into everyone because he could. Who said that? Who the fuck said that? Who's the slimy little shit twinkle-toed cocksucker down here who just signed his own death warrant? Nobody, huh? A fairy fucking godmother said it. out fucking standing. I will PT you all until you fucking die. Like he just goes up and down the road, just chewing these guys out. Again, goes over, grabs one dude. Was it you, you piece of shit? Sir, no, sir. You look, he goes like, you little scumbag, you look like a fucking worm. I bet it was you. Just singled an actor out and was like, this one right here.
God.
God, like, again, for those who don't know the story about that, when Stanley Kubrick was doing Full Metal Jacket, he brought on R. Lee Ermey to instruct how to act like a drill sergeant, basically. But Ermey did so well that Kubrick was like, nah, screw that. I want him. Give me him. Yeah. Private Joker, why'd you join my beloved corps? Sir, to kill, sir. So you're a killer. Sir, yes, sir. Let me see your war face. Sir, you got a war face? Ah, that's a war face. Now let me see your war face. He goes like, you don't scare me. Work on it. Just so good.
Beautiful.
I miss him every day. I miss him. I miss the Gunny.
He was in the last thing I remember seeing him in was in a Geico commercial. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah.
It was like you don't go. I don't remember. Did they call him?
Yeah, he goes like, he goes like, switching to Geico save you money on your car insurance. He's like, the drill sergeants make bad therapists. I also saw
he lays into him.
Yeah, lays into that guy. I also saw him in a pistachio commercial where like he yells at the pistachio so much that it cracks out of its nut, out of the casing, because he yells at it so much. Like again, he was also, fun fact, he was also one of the voices for what was it? He was also one of the voices for, I believe it was Black Ops 2. He actually did one of the like vocal call, like, you know, one of the like the, not a narrator, but you know what I mean. It's one of the vocal calls, like whenever you get up, you get an ability and everything. One of those.
Oh, shoot, like kill streak guys.
Yeah,
I don't know if that's not exactly what I'm trying to shoot. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
because it's like the guy who's like multi-kill and like Halo based.
Yeah, exactly.
There's a name for that shit. Oh well.
All right, so with a you know, extremely well trained British force, allow me to demonstrate how busted this can be. So starting out, we have new recruits along with some Highland Line infantry. I want to show this real quick. You guys want to see how crazy this mod is? Look at this. Look at this tech line of what you can turn your guys into. This is insane.
Whoa.
There is so much possibility here. And it doesn't stop here. Because later on, you can also recruit, if you're playing as the British, you can recruit the King's German Legion troops. Because the British Empire had troops from other parts of the world. And you can field them too. I mean, they're not as good as the British troops, obviously. But still, you know, auxiliaries. Also, these are all historical paintings and everything that you see in the loading screens, which is cool. However, I don't want to point fingers because I know it's a touchy topic, but I think the screens that show, like, you know, Act 1, Act 2, and Act 3, I think they may have been made using AI. I again, don't want to point fingers, but it just seems like they look a little too perfect, if that makes any sense.
I didn't want to mention anything, but I'm pretty sure that French soldier that was the skeleton marching forward, that was probably AI too, unfortunately.
Oh, wait, you mean at the game over screen?
Yeah, the game over, it looked a little weird with, like, the design, but, like,
see,
even then, like, you know...
well, here's the thing, I don't think that'd be the case, because the armchair historian, like the guy on YouTube, he's the lead creator of this game. I don't think he would have allowed that kind of thing to happen in his game. It may look really cool, but this is a mod. So if there's AI stuff in the mod, bleh.
True. Yeah.
Speaking of, I do want to mention this. So did you guys hear that those assholes Crafton, like the guys who own Subnautica, did you hear they lost that lawsuit yesterday? Finally?
Finally, yeah.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, it's even crazier than that. So here's what the judge ruled. 1, Crafton has to rehire the Subnautica CEOs that they fired. Krafton has to rehire them and give them their jobs back. 2, Krafton cannot have any say in how Subnautica 2 is made. Only the CEOs can have a say in that from now on. And 3, that whole thing about how Krafton promised Subnautica's team that, like, hey, if you guys were able to make, like, get this many pre-orders by this time period, we'll give you $250 million as a bonus. That has been extended to September of this year. So if they get enough pre-orders, that means that Krafton has to pay Subnautica's company $250 million as a bonus. So
the best part about what we have seen thus far is if they just let them do their job and cook. I'm never going to play, I mean, I have to at some point, but I'm never going to willingly play any Subnautica game. But what they're doing is fascinating because the newest little tiny ship is a combination of both the ships from the previous game perfected. So let them focus, let them be creators, and don't breathe down their neck, which hopefully this lawsuit, it sounds like what you just described, this lawsuit will let them do exactly just that.
Yeah, and you're right, Foxboy. The judge literally said, screw you, suffer. Yeah, because the judge was like, the judge literally said, you've literally performed an illegal act. Like, there's so much illegal stuff happening here. And why did Krafton do it? Easy. Because Krafton is an AI slop factory, and they wanted to use AI to make some of Subnautica. Because, Subnautica's company, which is a small indie studio, were like, absolutely not. So, yeah.
I also might remind you, for those who remember Hi-Fi Rush, do you remember who also owns the rights now? Because it got sold.
It's the... Oh, gosh. Who owns it now?
Krafton.
Ah, shit.
So,
Dang it. Well, wait. Wait. Didn't they... Wait, they also took, they bought Tango Gameworks and Hi-Fi Rush. They also took the guy who owns Tango Gameworks with them, didn't he? Like, the Japanese creator, they took him too, which means he gets a say in it. So he can literally say, absolutely not, you're not doing that to my product.
Let me double check. Krafton, publisher, made PUBG and a bunch of stuff. Owns Tango as of August 21st. Krafton acquired the IP and studio. There you go. Saving it from closure with full publishing rights transferred November 14th, 2025. Acquired Tango Gameworks and Hi-Fi Rush IP, but not The Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo. That sucks balls. I would have loved to see continuations of both those. Semantics. While the deal was struck in 24, the full transition of publishing duties from Bethesda, Microsoft to Krafton was finalized November 14, 2025. Future of the IP, Krafton intends to support the studio to develop future games in the series. The original game remains available on blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So I'm assuming, based on the fact that they took the studio, that, it should be the original guy working on it.
Yeah.
But
and I mean,
no Evil Within and no Ghostwire.
Yeah, and but here's the thing, considering how they're getting, how this whole, like, oh, we want to use AI for game, considering that just bit them in the ass, this might be a good thing for Hi-Fi Rush, because it might tell them, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do that. Because that just bit us in the ass, and it didn't work out very well. So, plus, as I told my trainer today, and he laughed and agreed with me, like, I don't think Krafton realizes that tons of people, even if they don't want to play Subnautica, they'll literally just go pre-order the game out of spite to make Krafton pay that massive bonus.
Yep.
So...
Yep. It really is the goofiest thing in the world that there are people who generally make games that are really good, can't afford the guy who made Alice Madness Returns, American McGee.
Yeah.
EA, similar idea.
Yep.
They said, hey, you need to fit this quota. He didn't hit the quota. And they're like, all right, peace. And he retired.
Same thing with Dead Space. That's why we're not getting a Dead Space 2 remake. Because EA
really?
Yeah, we're not going to get that. Because EA was like, hey, this remake needs to get this amount of sales. And remember, they didn't advertise the Dead Space remake at all. Yeah, they didn't advertise.
It just ghost dropped.
Huh?
Hi-Fi Rush ghost dropped. There was no advertisement. It just happened.
Yeah, and the Dead Space remake, had no advertisement, no nothing. And it was just like, oh, yeah, just like before with the other Dead Space games, if you want this remake, you want to make the second game remake, well, then you better make sure this sells really well with no advertisement, no prep or any of that stuff. So in the end, you know, and that's the crazy thing, even without advertisement or any of that stuff, Dead Space Remake was really successful, but not successful enough to EA for them to greenlight Dead Space 2 Remake. So...
Oh, goodness. All right, so you know a little about Marathon, right?
Can we
The
please,
game that just came out?
Yeah, I know. What
But
about it?
no, this is funny. The same day Marathon dropped, Slay the Spire 2 Ghost dropped.
Oh!
You know who had more players at the end of the 24 hours? Yes, they
Slay the
did.
Spire.
3
Ooh.
times.
Mm-hmm.
3, a AAA company.
Ooh.
I own the board game too. My
Yeah.
my brother bought it. The board games are really fun actually, like super fun. But no, it ghost dropped. No
Mhm.
one knew it. No, there was probably a
Yeah.
this releases XYZ, but there was no advertisement. Everywhere I went on frickin' Twitch, I was seeing advertisements. I'm like, that's another extraction shooter. Make something different.
Yeah.
Because I turned to my brother. I'm like, oh yeah, made by the people who made Halo, and whatever. And my brother goes, all right. I'm like, but it's extraction shooter. I was like, all right, find something different. You guys
Yeah.
got MOBAs, you guys got hero shooters, you guys got extraction shooters. Give us something original. This is the same damn 3 things over again.
Yep.
And I forgot to talk about this tonight. This is something I need to explain. Fortnite saved the world.
Yeah.
Right? The original game mode.
Yeah.
It's going to go free to play.
Oh, cool.
And yeah, but the sheer stupidity of it all is that it wasn't already free to play.
That's true.
It wasn't already out everywhere because they kind of tucked it away in a corner because Fortnite's Battle Royale printed the money. And so imagine my kind of, I guess, anger. I'm like, wow. They're like, oh yeah, brand new game mode. Guys, it's not new.
Yeah.
It's the same fucking thing the game shipped with.
Yep.
They just realized that the Battle Royale was a way more successful thing.
Mhm.
And so now they're just rebranding. Oh, hey, I show Speed or whatever your name is.
Yeah.
Apparently you're in Fortnite too, but anyway.
But with Marathon, look, okay. So, for those who don't know, Bungie, before they made Halo, Bungie made a bunch of other games. They made quite a few, actually. But some of the games they were most known for is, of course, Marathon. And they also made a game called, oh gosh, what was it called? Crap, it was an RTS game. What was it called?
Oh, heck.
Mandalore Gaming talked about it. I'm trying to remember what it's called. What was it? I don't remember it, but
Myth, the Fallen Lords?
yes, Myth and Myth 2 Soul Eater, Soul Blighter, yes. So here's the thing: all of Bungie's games are actually connected in some way. Like they are. Marathon references what would eventually become like Destiny. Yeah, it references that. The original Marathon references that. The cyborgs and everything that that you play as in Marathon would actually be the concepts that would become the Spartans in Halo. Myth has in the lore for Myth, the symbols that are painted on the shields of the good guys are literally the Reclaimer symbol from Halo. Like it's a weird thing, but here's where the here's the but here's the thing. Marathon was the original Marathon. Was this trippy game that had had things like different universes, time travel, and a bunch of weird stuff to it, and also had one of the funniest AIs that you would ever find in a game. I blame Gianni for that. Gabriel's voice actor from Ultra Kill, because as Mandalore put it in his video, oh yeah, Durandal's back. I lived, bitch. And yeah, like, there's a bunch of references to mythology, like with Durandal, the Sword of Roland, and all that kind of stuff. And just to make it even clearer, in Destiny 1, you could get one of your your cool melee weapon could be a twin-handed broadsword, which was a reference to Myth, because the description of the weapon reads, it's a time of light followed by a time of darkness, which is a reference to Myth. So The problem is now they decided to turn a game with huge, deep lore implications and all that stuff into an extraction shooter because, hey, extraction shooters are popular. Let's do that. No, don't do that. Like, I really do wish, I'm so sick of gaming companies chasing trends. They don't work. You don't just because it's a trend doesn't mean it's going to be popular when you do it. Just stop that. Stop that. Just stop. You're better off finding your own thing and working with that. But for some reason, that just seems to be like, well, actually, I can tell you why they do that. It's because the investors basically tell them to. Because so many companies, and I stand by this, so many companies are terrified of their investors. You know, no company wants to take risks or do anything different because they're terrified that their investors will leave and then they'll lose all their money. Hey, dumbasses, knock, knock. If you do a good job and people buy your stuff, then the investors will come back. That's the whole point. Look, my view on it has always been something my grandfather told me. My grandfather, as I've told you before, ran a car dealership. Now, in this car dealership, there were investors. There were people who believed in my grandfather and, and wanted to invest in his idea. And they did. However, my grandfather made it very clear to them, the early investors, who he knew, that they were being allowed to come to board meetings and all that kind of stuff out of kindness. They would have no say in what happened in the company. And to that end, there was a moment where some investors who I guess were new to everything showed up, and while my grandfather was giving this, breakdown meeting to everybody, one of the investors put his hands up and said, well, that's very interesting, sir, but we think you should. And my grandfather cut him off and told him, I'm sorry, do you work for me? And the investor was like, well, no, but we invest. He goes like, okay, you don't work for me. If I want your opinion, I'll ask for it. Shut up.
Yeah. Yep.
And and they shut up. My grandfather would later tell that guy, he's like, you listen to me. He goes like, you invested in my company and you trusted me to do right by you. I will. But that does not mean you get to come into my board meetings and tell me how to run my company. That is not how it works. And it was always like that. My grandfather would never let anyone tell him how to run his company. So to that end, I really do wish that some companies would put their foot down and be like, no, we run the company. We make the product. You are the investor. You give us the money because you believe in what we're doing. If you don't, then you can stop giving us money. But just because you do doesn't mean you get to come in here and tell us how to do everything. But apparently that makes me an oddball for considering that. Apparently I'm the weirdo for even suggesting that.
I think what it comes down to is that there's this fear of, if we piss them off, they'll all join that one guy who got pissed off, and then there goes all the money.
Yeah, like Dino King's. Dino King's right. You come into my house and tell me how to arrange my furniture. Yeah,
suck my dick, call me gay.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah, and again, you would think what it's gonna take is you need look. So, say you basically tell them, no, that's not how it works here. Like, what are they going to do? Complain like, oh, they were mean to me. They told me I didn't get to say anything about the company they own and that I'm not a part of. Okay, boo fucking who? Like, any sane adult's going to be like, yes, John, that's how a company works. You don't work for the company. So, you're not a part of it. So, why would they do what you say? Well, I give them my money. Yeah, but that doesn't mean you get to tell them what to do, John. Like, I like what one of my old... you would love... You know what? Let me describe it to you like this. This is how one of my old bosses described it. He goes like, he goes like, investors in a business, their job is to put money into what they believe in. The thing is, though, investors see businesses almost like prostitutes. they give them money and then they think they get to tell the business what to do, which is not how it works. And that's why they get so shocked when businesses should be telling them, go fuck yourself. It's our business. We don't have to do what you say. And also, if you're going to be one of those investors who's like, do what I say or don't give you money, okay, they'll find other people. So, you know.
Newsflash, capitalism exists, asshole. There's plenty of fish in the sea who will pay me for my idea. You're not going to be special.
Yeah. And the thing is, the reason, look, I honestly believe, I think the reason a lot of those investors do that or act like that is because they see all of these other investors who got rich or got a lot of money off jumping on that really good idea early on. Like maybe some people who jumped on the Battle Royale idea really early on. And so they think, they're like, okay, well, I want to capture lightning in the bottle again. So I'm going to push these guys and kind of influence them to do this so I can be like that too. Except, no, that's not how it works at all. Like, at all. And unfortunately, this means that creativity kind of dies because all companies want to do right now is they're either threatened to do it or they feel like, well, we don't want to take the risks. And I've said this before, and I'll say it again. The reason they fall for that trap is because every company now has kind of fallen into this idea of, oh, well, we'll make this really big game. And then when it's really successful, we'll make another really big game. No, morons, that's not how it works. It's you make big games, and then after that happens, your smaller games give you the money you need to make the next big game. So you actually have a safety net. Because all these companies, like, good example. Okay, maybe not the best example, because some companies are just greedy. But if you want a good example, it's kind of like how, Activision keeps pushing out Call of Duty, thinking like, oh, we'll just dump more and more money into this one, and it'll be really successful. No, that stopped working. Y'all noticed that. It stopped working. This is where I wish I could say, I mean, look at what Battlefield 6 did, except Battlefield, like, DICE fired a ton of its people, even though Battlefield 6 was the best-selling game in the series. However, that's the reason it didn't do as well as they hoped, is because once the game launched, there was nothing else there. Like, the game... there was no additional stuff. So, it's like, I'm sorry, and I know this sounds bad, but welcome to the day and age where if you don't have a way to keep your game going for at least a year or two, maybe more, you ain't making your money back. Period.
Nope. And that doesn't mean it needs to be a live service game. It just means it needs to have stuff added to the fucking game. And that's I think the stipulation there that most companies hear is they hear, well, if we need to keep it running, that clearly means it needs to be live service. Yeah. No. You need to update the game.
Yeah.
Like it's not. Yeah. No. It's and that's why I'm really happy that Steam does this now. Steam will include it has been XYZ days since this game has been developed or updated. So yeah, no, like there will be games on my list. I mean, I'm going through here right now on Steam because I just realized I'm insanely bored with what I have downloaded for some reason. I don't know if I disconnected a drive or what, but I'm like, man, I don't have a whole lot. And I'm seeing like, oh yeah, Knockouts. Oh yeah, it's not Knockout City.
I miss Knockout City.
I never actually officially got to play with you. I know Rumble Glaze played. What was it? The wrestling one that was really similar.
Something like that. Yeah.
Rumble, something like that. There has been a lot of really cool individual ideas that have come out, and they were kiboshed because one, they had this whole like idea that they were going to become the next Overwatch and have all these battle passes and whatever, and all this crap. And two, at the end of the day, they really didn't expand much. It sounds like the Rumble City or whatever it's called, that kind of was the same every time.
Now, Knockout City, Knockout City did have a lot of stuff to it. It did go really far, but the problem is that it just wasn't making money, so they got rid of it.
Yeah.
And if you guys want an example of, like, I'm sure someone or some company would be like, well, it's not easy, not everyone can make a roadmap and everything. It has to be live service. Bullshit. You want to know why?
No.
Space Marine 2. Space Marine 2 is almost 2 years old now and still has content coming out for it. So, Okay, is that what we're doing? Okay. All right, sure. Hey, Holt, what's up? It's maid time.
Hold on.
It's mating time.
No, not while I'm on the call.
So, yeah. Again, Space Marine 2's been around for almost 2 years, still has stuff coming out. I mean, it's cosmetics, but there's also additional, like, you know, PvE modes, more stuff coming out. Balance patches are constantly coming. You switched over to yours too.
Yes, I did.
So yeah, no, it does not have to be a live service to keep making money and to keep people intrigued. And hey, maybe people would keep playing your game if it was actually interesting and fun. There's that too.
I'm forever reminded, of course, the ever controversial statement, like, you know, gamers need to get used to not owning games from Ubisoft.
God.
And Saber Interactive hit back with, well, I guess then you need to be prepared to not having a job then if you can't uphold being a good developer of a game then.
Oh yeah, I forgot they hit back with that. Oh, I forgot
like,
about that. Yeah. Didn't another company also respond with, well, I guess you better get used to not making any money because people will just pirate your stuff. Didn't some company hit back with that too?
I think so, but eventually that was also resolved because did you know somebody basically like took Peak and like remade it in Roblox or something with like AI crap, and the devs literally came forward and said, "We are begging you on our hands and knees, please just pirate our game at this point."
Yeah, just pirate the game. Don't give this schlock any money. Yeah.
Just pirate our game. Well, here, here, you can have it.
Yeah. Cringe.
My Sigma, you posted cringe.
By Sigma, you posted cringe. Prepare to be judged. Hey, thanks, Holt. This was actually done by Michael 11. I think it looks good. But then again, I look good in anything, so nah. As does Cataclysm. Cataclysm looks good in anything.
But oh, thank you. I appreciate it, man.
But like, look, another reason a lot of these games do well is that some of them are just interesting. Like, look, at the end of the day, Knockout City was just dodgeball, the game, but it was done in a fun way. It was really engaging. It had a cool art style. Like, the movement was really good, so people liked it. Made Cafe AU win. Never.
We're gonna put Jaeger in one next. He'll have to hold still for it though. I don't think.
I mean, okay, we can do that, but that means Amina has to wear a suit. Cause like
that's easy. I mean, how many people would lose their mind at a 7'8" giant in a suit? Are you kidding me?
She's spoken for, so back the fuck
I know,
up.
but like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
I know you know what I mean, but like, if we need to turn it into a money-making scheme, Laz would be wearing a tutu. That's established.
Wait, did he say that?
No, I'm establishing that for him because he's not here to defend himself.
Oh, okay.
I can see it happening, though. I think that's the funny thing is I can see him agreeing to it.
I mean, honestly, he'd probably just quote Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged and be like, I'll have you know I look damn good in a tutu.
Dude, that's right. I also remembered something in the middle of you explaining something. Do you know about Highguard?
Highguard, remind me.
It was teased as the final thing at the sports the game awards.
Oh
right?
yeah, that yeah.
You know, it was made by the people who made Titanfall and Apex.
Yeah, wasn't it only alive for like a month and then they closed it?
It's the last update was like 13 days ago.
Idiot.
It's done. They closed it less. At this point, we can measure game success on how close they are to Concord. It feels like. Yeah. Did it last more than a month? It was slightly better than Concord. More than a month?
Yeah. God. Did it last long? I'm trying to think. What's his name? The president who died in a month. I'm trying to think. What's his name?
Oh, God.
Did it last longer than his presidency? God.
Oh man. Well, what was really stupid about it is I remember looking at it and going, okay, cool idea. How many? It's a 3v3 in that size of a map? Are you fucking nuts?
Yeah.
That was the issue, is it became, they decided to make this big fuck-ass huge open world,
Yep.
And the only people in it were 3 players and 3 other players, and probably some NPCs. But I never played it. I'm like, but I remember literally looking at it. I was invited to watch the Game Awards stream with a fellow streamer, and by the time we got to the end, that was the last thing I'd see stuff that I was hyped for. She'd see stuff that she was hyped for, and I clicked my mic again. But we got to that, and I remember going like, honestly, all we saw leading up to this point. If it's free, I'll play it, but I'm not interested. There was stuff. I mean, Control 2 is coming out at some point. I mean, there was so much that there's a Baldur's Gate like game coming out called Celestia.
Yeah, something like that.
That one's coming out, as well as I want to say Divinity 3.
Except okay. I hate to throw. Hold on. No, you're right. However, I now have to throw a wrench into that because, in case y'all didn't know, yes, Divinity was made by Larian, the same people who made Baldur's Gate 3. And now, I'm afraid I'm going to have to shatter all of y'all's dreams because Larian has openly said they're going to use AI to make Divinity 3. Like, they are not even hiding it. They openly said they're going to do that. Which...
But how?
I don't know. And what pisses me off is I'm like, is literally when people called them out, like, why the fuck would you do that? You know it's wrong. And their response was, well, it's a cost-saving measure. We need, game making's expensive. To which me and other people were like, shut the hell up. How much money have you gotten from Baldur's Gate 3? Don't give us that bullshit.
Yeah,
like, what happened to the money? Like, literally, there was even a guy...
They spent it on speed and... Ladies of the evening.
Yeah, literally, one of the guys I watch on YouTube put it bluntly. He's like, "Where's the fucking money, Larian? You made millions on Baldur's Gate 3. So don't tell us and lie to our faces that it's a money-saving thing. You've got money." Like, so I don't know. At this point, it just look. At right now, and I'm glad that this is not changing anytime soon. It's gotten to the point now, rightfully so, where people very quickly point out that if you're using AI, especially if it's a giant company, or actually no, giant or indie, it doesn't matter. People are going to point out you're trash. Like, you are absolute trash. You are literally, you're scum. Because you could go hire somebody, but rather than doing that, you would rather just, well, have the computer do it for you. And hey, fun fact, everybody, as a guy who does military contracting, where AI is now being, it's now being implemented into stuff. All the AI that the military uses is basic dumb level shit where you literally just the AI, no joke, the AI saves nothing. You ask it to do something and then it's like, are you done? And then it erases everything. Because the army and the military in general realizes, no, we're not putting all of our faith and hope on this because it's unreliable. So, whatever. At this point, I would not be surprised if Larian, I don't want him to collapse, but I also wouldn't be surprised if at some point, Divinity 3 didn't do very well because there people were like, oh yeah, you were the guys who made Baldur's Gate. We used to, it's like that quote from Hot Diggity Demon's video, I used to think you were cool. That's basically it. I used to think you were cool. But no.
Oh, man.
So, we're hiring as many AIs as we can to replace AI. Yeah,
funnily enough, I just did a paper on this for college. It was AI versus my 3 breakdowns were we can't trust AI over humans because humans were naturally gifted talents. At the end of the day, God gave us a talent.
Yep.
I'm going to a big fancy Christian college. I'll get into it later. But the next thing is we can tell what's authentic. Authentic, a human art is not AI art. And the last one, if it was really down to a money thing, what's cheaper, paying one artist or having to run it through an AI service multiple times?
Yeah,
there's ones that I've seen my teachers use just to kind of experiment because my school is starting to use it not to create but to show us as young individuals in the faith how to not use it. So effectively, there is they allow us to use ChatGPT, but they made it very clear you will get a disciplinary and as far as removed from this college if you are caught using it to write your whole fuck ass essay. Pardon my
Good.
language, but like,
Good.
yeah, no, they are pretty like it is the stance of my college and my president and the board. This is a tool.
Yep.
You do not use it as a paintbrush. You use it as a crutch.
Yeah, and the thing
Get
is,
used to
yeah,
that.
and the thing is that look, here's the thing I've said. Here's the thing. If you're a company and you must use AI because you have no soul and because obviously you can't be bothered to actually, look. Here's the thing. Like, let's say you're like, oh well, I've actually had this argument with somebody where they're like, well, what if they, what's wrong with using AI art? AI it's not going away. And I was like, okay, fair. But here's a humane way to use it. Here's the deal. Paying an artist when you don't really have stuff to give them, as Amina will tell you and other artists will tell you, when you have no reference to provide or nothing like that, a smart artist will charge you more because it's obvious they're going to have to make multiple copies because they don't know what you want. Okay, simple solution. The AI can make your concept, and then you give the concept to the artist saying, okay, this is what we want. Please do it in your style so we can work off of that. That's it. Not only have you given, the artist work, but you're not stealing from them. You're basically, you've made their job easier and your life easier because you're going to have to pay less because, duh, the artist won't have to do as many versions. And you've also made the artist's job easier because they have, it's AI, but it's a clear reference to work off of rather than you just giving them words. So, yeah, no, it's possible to do, but no, everyone just looks at it as, I want the AI to do it for me. Hey, hey, jackass, I hate to break it to you, but we are probably not going to be at that point for years where the AI can do anything for you. And most importantly, this ain't Halo. The AI's not smart. AI is only as smart as what's available to it. And if you can't figure it out, then it sure as shit ain't gonna figure it out. So, yeah, just, I don't know.
I feel like it's important also to note that we hate generative AI because AI that's used for other stuff, like organizing a freaking however many Excel cells on an Excel sheet that maybe is like
that's
that's
fine.
okay.
That's okay.
I had a former supervisor who was older gentleman. He was told to do it by hand. Look up and receiver check and make sure that receivers were in, he's still in service, and if they weren't, he had to make a highlight through them and say this one's defunct or this one's missing and here's why. And it was grunt work. And when I asked him, like, sir, like, why are you doing this? He goes, well, because first of all, I'm the boss. Secondly, because it's not fun and nobody else wants to do it. I'm like, okay, that's very noble of you, sir, but like, don't we? And I didn't want to say like, don't we have something else to do that with? But then I paused and said, well, no, if he's doing this, we clearly don't have something else to do it with if he's doing it himself. Which is why he's in his little cubicle, like staring glassy-eyed at this computer screen, wishing he was literally anywhere else right now.
Yeah. I mean, like, okay, let me tell you guys something. I love my supervisor who's like my boss at my job right now. He's great. Now he's former military, so this means that he can be kind of blunt from time to time. Like, he doesn't beat around the bush. He gets right to the point, which I can appreciate. Now, granted, sometimes that's a little too direct. And he did tell me at one point, he's like, Zaruk, if I ever, I'm never going to bullshit anything with you. But if I do say something wrong and it's, or I'm overstepping, you can tell me. And I'm like, yes, sir, I appreciate that. I'm probably going to do the same. But to that end, like, even here's the thing. I do records work, basically. I'm keeping track of everything. And one of the things he told me is he's like, you got to look at this. He goes, we at this position wear multiple hats. I wear like 5, and you're going to be helping me. So you're probably going to wear 2, maybe 3 hats. And one thing you're going to learn very quickly is that a lot of the people we're working with here are not tech savvy. Some of them don't even understand the basics. And I was like, surely, sir, it can't be that bad. And he's like, you want to bet? And he told me, he was like, mark my words. He goes, you will see. And today, during a meeting, like a guy was explaining a new AI, like it's version 1 of an app he's made that actually makes our job a lot easier. And how it works is that when you put in something to this AI program, the AI checks what kind of, checks like record stuff and tells you this is what kind of record you've just showed me this is. And then when you close the app, it deletes everything because duh, it's a security risk if it's saved. So, and we were like, oh, this is awesome. This is great. Have there been any problems? He's like, not really. Because what you do is like the AI will like ask you some stuff and then you type in the text box underneath it, to answer the questions. And he mentioned about how one of the ladies that's on his team kept clicking below, like clicking underneath where the AI was asking for something, not in the text box, where it literally says, type your answer here. She was clicking above that in the box where the AI was asking for stuff. And I told my supervisor, I'm like, I'm glad you didn't see me put my head in my hands with how pathetic that sounds. I was like, because that is the most sad and pathetic thing I've ever heard.
It doesn't work the first time. Don't do it 5 more times.
Yeah.
Change what you're doing. It's clearly not there.
Not there. And he mentioned, like, he even told me, he goes like, there are times where I've had to, he goes like, with me, I don't show them how to do things. Like, I tell them and then have them do it. And he said at one point, like, these people didn't know how to do something. So he told them how to do it, very directly. And then later, he was told, like, his supervisor said, hey, so we got a complaint from those people you were talking to. They said you came off really condescending and rude. And I looked at him and I'm like, what? Because you told them how to do it? He's like, no, it's because I literally, without saying so, was basically calling them stupid and telling them how to do it. And apparently they took offense at that.
They were.
Yeah, they were. Like, again, there's this whole, like, look, and he agrees with me. Like, I think he's like 10, 20 years older than me, but he agrees with me. He mentioned, he goes like, I hate this. He goes like, I'll be the first to say it. He goes like, I am so sick and tired of older people not wanting to learn how tech works. And then when you tell them how it works, they get pissed off at you and bitter that you won't do it for them. Welcome to the modern world. No one's going to do a damn thing for you. Figure it out or you're going to get fired. Like, and I agree with him on that. Like, I'm sorry. And what's really annoying is that there's people calling that ageist. Like, they're like, oh, you're discriminating against older people. No, I'm not. It's literally a skill you need to learn in the modern day. And if you don't know how to use tech, well, you better learn. Plain and simple. Yeah. It's like, I mean, I told one older person I work with, now to her credit, she knows how tech works. She's good. But I told her, I was like, would you be offended if I told you that if I saw someone in your, your age and your, like you, not knowing how to do this, I would probably respond with, well, you better pull yourself up by your bootstraps and learn it. She laughed. She's like, honestly, if you did that, I would want to see that. That sounds amazing. Like, she's cool. But again, it's just this, look, I'm sorry, but apparently, like, I don't know. I guess, I know you need to be polite to people, obviously, but let's be real. Sometimes the only way people understand things is if you basically are direct and simplify it for them. Not like dumb it down, but basically be like, okay, I'm going to explain this as best I can, and if you can't figure it out, then we've got a problem. So, I don't know. That's just me, though.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that comes down to me, at least, I feel like, that I feel is really, really dumb, is I love my mother to bits, but she never once bothers to actually learn when I show her something for tech. And I quote, the reason being, well, you're always going to be around to show me. No, the fuck I am not.
No.
Well, I am, as of right now, an hour away. And they're upset that I'm not closer every day. I'm like, bitch, this is the most freedom I've had in a very, very long time in my short adult.
I'm getting the feeling your parents are getting, no offense, but I'm getting the feeling your parents are going to be like those type of parents who like go to a retirement home and then expect you to drop everything to come take care of them or something.
Oh yeah, no, no joke. And this is something that she was offended by, my mother. She called me on Friday, my stream day. I wasn't feeling good, powered through my stream anyway. She called me on Friday to ask if they could drop stuff off from the fridge at their house at my property up here, where I live, because they wouldn't have power until 6:30. They live an hour away, and I'm like, I see no point in this. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm not feeling good. You're an hour away. What's the fucking point in coming up here? And of course, it did just chalk up to at the end of the day, like I wanted to see you more, and I felt like you weren't paying attention. Like, Mom, I was doing fucking homework.
Yeah.
I have papers due out my ass basically for until the end of the month, and labs too.
Yeah.
But it was well, I feel like you weren't willing to help us out. Like, of course not. It's your food.
It's your
I have
problem.
nothing in this. I have nothing in this house.
Look,
because I'm constantly jumping between being college broke and eating whatever I have available.
All right, someone go sub to Cataclysm so he's got some mad money.
No, shut up. No.
Look, here's the deal. Like, I feel you on that because, like, on the opposite side of things, before I moved here, back when I was at my old place, like, my grandmother, I told y'all, my grandmother had a minor stroke, and can't do it. Like, she was pissed off. She's like, I can't drive anywhere. I can't do anything because the doctor said I can't. I'm like, yes, you had a minor stroke. That's why. And so whenever they needed something, I stepped up to help because they legitimately could not do it. There is a difference between being literally unable to do something and then just, saying, oh, well, I just don't want to. Like, in this case, my grandmother legitimately could not go shopping because she couldn't drive. The doctor literally said, it is not safe for you to drive, so get your grandson, who's, nearby, I lived 5 minutes away, to do it. And I was like, absolutely. And then later, my grandparents, were thanking me, like, saying, you've done everything that we needed. I'm like, you don't have to thank me for doing it. You needed the help. But, like... There's a difference in the fact that, what you're describing is that, no, they could totally do something, they just don't want to. And that's different. That is a very different thing. And I hate, look, I don't want to insult your, it's not just your parents, when I say this, it's other people too. This sense of entitlement among older people has got to fucking stop. Because, like, now, granted, I know a lot of parents that are not like that, but I also know some that are. Like, this sense of entitlement of, oh, we did, the parental thing, so now you're going to take care of us. No. Like, I'll do what I can, but I have my own life. It's like I joked with my mom. I told her, I was like, look, I'm just happy that, you don't, we don't have to worry about, you or anything. Because I mentioned, I'm like, you need to remember, some parents, don't get along. Some kids don't get along with their parents. And that ends up with the parents playing a game of guess who's going to the retirement home. I was like, that won't be you. Because even if it was, my brother and I would make sure she had the best treatment possible. But it won't be her because we don't have to worry about that. But for some parents, like, I'm sorry, but if you're going to act entitled your whole damn life, then don't be surprised when your kids are like, nope, I'm not sticking around for this. Figure it out. So, I don't know. I feel for you is what I'm saying. I'm sorry it's that rough.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I love my parents, but dad is the dad and mom is the helicopter parent. Ugh. It's pretty obvious. She likes to say, like, the moment we had to release you to do whatever your classes, you were like, bye, and she was sitting there sobbing hysterically, and it's still pretty obvious, where it's like, like, I miss you, like, I want to talk to you, like, yeah, I have a life to live. I can't be your baby forever. It's like, well, you always believe my baby. And of course you're like, well, the whole, like, we put you the basic parent stuff. Yeah, no, that's also an argument too. Whenever we get into it, like, oh, we fed you, we clothed you.
I swear every time
it's like,
I hear someone say that, the bare minimum,
the bare minimum,
the parental minimum. Yeah, we fed you, clothed you, put a roof over your head. Yes, the bare minimum of parents. Do you want a medal? Like, like, look, it is. I will play devil's advocate here. Or Reaper's advocate in this case. It is.
I mean, yes, no.
It is tough for some parents to let go of their kids. That's true. I get that. I understand. However, the thing is that eventually parents have to learn to let go. So I mean, the reason it's been easier for my mom is because she's got her new fiance. She's going to get married to someone else, and he's helped her out a lot. I mean, this is the guy who, at one point, I love this. When I was staying at his place for Christmas, my mom yells up the stairs to get my attention, and he looks at her like, "What the hell are you doing?" He goes like, "You've got legs. Walk up the stairs and talk to your son. Don't yell up at him. Just go talk to him." Like, but yeah, I get you. But sadly, the stream is coming to an end, so I'm gonna have to say goodbye to you for now. All right, so
That's fine.
yeah, you go rest up. I know you've got class in the morning, so I'll talk to you later.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Right, see ya.
Bye.
All right. That's going to do it for us too, everyone. We are going to go raid someone to hang around for a second. Thank y'all so much for the support for the subathon. We've hit 20 sub. Well, actually, no, wait. How many did we hit? Let's see. Yeah, we've hit 20. Yeah, 20, right? No, 25. We've hit 25. So, so thank y'all. We've got, we're going all the way till May. So thank y'all very much. Let me find us someone to raid here. Unless you guys got someone to Actually, you know what? No, I got an idea. Let's go say hi to Michael, the guy, or Michael, the guy who did Maid Zaruk. Let's go say hi to him. He's playing Vintage Story right now. He's only got one person watching. Let's go fix that. Always good to show support, you know? All right. Let's do this. As always, it has been a privilege and a pleasure to entertain all of you. I hope you all had a great time. I've been Zaruk Windcaller, and remember that the memories we make in life, good and bad, make us who we are. Don't trade them for anything. Love you guys. See you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.